Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Call of the Netherdeep, here on Dork Tales. As you might have noticed, I'm not Matthew Mercer, but I'm running a Critical Role module. My name's Kelly. I'm your Dungeon Master. I wasn't sure if Caitlin was laughing or coughing. A little bit of both.
Why not both?
Why not both? Caitlin, thank you for being here in spite of being sick. I appreciate you. I'll try to make sure I don't kill you too hard tonight, okay? All right, so hey everybody, welcome. So I'm Kelly, I'm your Dungeon Master tonight. You've seen him as my pronouns. I'm excited to be here tonight because I get to kill these people. Slightly less so for Caitlin, but everyone else gets killed equally. Okay? And yes, someone heard Paul of the Netherdeep. Welcome to Paul of the Netherdeep.
Can we all just play different famous Pauls?
Can I be Paul Giamatti? That's all that I care about. Wait, is it Paul Giamatti? It is Paul Giamatti, right?
I want to be Paul Rudd.
It's pretty good. Oh, I could have been Paul Reiser. I fucked up.
You fucked up.
Okay. Anyway, hi everybody, welcome, and let's do some brief introductions, do a pass around, and then let's start Call of the Netherdeep. Let's start off with Robin. Hey Robin, how's it going?
Good. Hello everyone, I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I'm playing Keiko Scar, the Goliath Bard. And yeah, looking forward to game.
Nice, it's gonna be good. Do you have any announcements, Robin? Do you want to show the chat what came in the mail?
Oh yeah, I'll show the chat what came in the mail.
Mine's not accessible.
Yeah, mine's slightly out of reach too.
Bam!
Bam!
Stickers!
So cute!
Actually, I'll do this so they're facing each other.
They're gonna kiss.
Mirror's hard. Kiss.
And then they kissed.
Kiss.
Just kidding. Unless.
I've got Vala's stickers and also Kelly stickers slightly out of view, but so these are.
But you dropped some off at my house, so I can show.
Oh, you did?
Too.
I did.
There
Yeah, I like them.
They can't kiss though.
I mean,
They're facing the same direction.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, they could Spider-Man kiss.
Valas can whisper sweet nothings.
True. They can Spider-Man kiss. There we go. Whoops. Well.
You just don't just. Well, what did you do to me? Yeah, that's better. I just picture all my dice falling to the floor.
Nice.
Well,
Nice
never gonna
dice,
get those
yeah.
back. All right. So yeah, we all got a bunch of them printed off. So if you ever meet us at a convention, come get free stickers because we have not licensed these to sell these. Although we probably could. If people really want them, we could get a t-shirt made. We just got to go pay the artist more money because that's what's fair. But for personal use, like just giving them away as freebies, like whatever.
Yes,
all right.
if you ever see us at cons, I might give away stickers.
Yeah, which we're going to be in hopefully a ton of those in 2022-3. What year is it? All right, so let's keep passing it around. Any more announcements? Krista, it's your turn.
Hi guys, I'm Krista. I'm very sweaty right now, so I apologize for just how gross I am. My room is very, very warm, and this is pleather. I play Sabina Morden, our halfling Beastmaster Ranger, and her ranger companion Dax, the Moorbounder. I use she, her, or they, them pronouns. Sabina uses she, her. I also got some stickers. I got a cute little Dax that Traz's sister designed for me that I put in a cute little D20. And then I also got some Isaac ones from Witchlight. I posted in the Discord. You can go see them. They're very cute. I got to get some Sabina ones for sure. And then maybe put together some little packets for people. I might have to get a Jevic one or else my girlfriend might hurt me. So those might be. I might have to get in touch with your chibi artist, Kelly, and get some Jevic ones done.
Yeah, there's a line. All the Victorian mages want their pictures done now too, and like.
Oh, I know.
Robin wants to
get Ivy in there as well.
And then you also were talking about getting Flame, which means I got to get Lark, and that means we got to see if Grit needs to be done. I mean, Grit cannot just like a scribble,
Marion.
Right?
I love Marion.
We got so many characters. It's really good, really good artist. All right, do you have any announcements, Krista?
I am going to be somewhere else on Saturday. Well, I guess a bunch of us are going to be somewhere else on Saturday. Some of us are going to be participating in OPPCon, in a bunch of different places. I'm sure we'll talk about that at the break. But I'm going to be on Lawful Stupid on Saturday in a Heroes of Theros game, which should be very fun. So 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to come check us out at Lawful Stupid.
Nice. That's gonna be really fun. So let's pass down to Chris. Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Oh, hi. That's me. I'm Chris. I use he, him, or they pronouns. Um, and tonight I'm going to be playing Dorlin Wildrock, the hyper not focused click click boom gnome artificer. And really excited to be here tonight. And I have no announcements.
Okay.
But happy to be here.
Nice. All right. And finally, Caitlin, how's it going?
Hello, I'm so close to finishing up my spells. I kind of mixed them all up, so I was like, wow, what level is this spell? I don't know, gotta figure it out. Wow, what level is this spell? So that's kind of where I'm at today. Hello, though, I'm Caitlin. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I'll be playing Zarya Rain, the cleric of the Domain of Blood.
Fantastic. Do you have any announcements?
And I also got, I got stickers today from the UPS store. You can't see it very well because it's still in the package.
Oh, fair. Luthien looks really cute. Did you get Zarya too?
Yeah, Luthien. I got Zarya. She's maybe been delivered to the house, but maybe she's also had an exception at the door and I have to pick her up from the store. We'll see. We'll see. She requires anyway.
That's weird.
It's fine.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a text message. It was like delivered, and I was like, was it though? Because the other ones weren't. So.
Oh, that's weird.
That's okay. I'll pick her up.
All right, cool. Pick her up, give her a ride. All right, so folks, besides that, final announcements for the channel are that this weekend, Dork Tales is joining up with Onyx Path Publishing for OPPCon. We are going to be the home of Paradox Games. Paradox Games are the license holders for The World of Darkness, like Vampire the Masquerade, Mage the Ascension, as well as Chronicles of Darkness, like Vampire the Requiem and Mage the Awakening. And our Werewolf game is under that as well. And also games like Exalted, if you're a really big fan of that. So the channel is going to be broadcasting, I'm broadcasting 2 games on Saturday on Dork Tales. You can join us at, I believe, noon Pacific for a romp in Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age. That will not be our standard cast. It will be a slightly modified cast, telling a different side of the story. And then you can also catch us immediately after that at 3 p.m. Pacific, if I'm not mistaken, for an episode of Ghost Hunters. It's going to be a quick little 2-hour romp where we see how fast I can kill everybody. Knowing me, probably pretty slowly. But you can also catch me throughout the weekend because I'm going to be on other people's channels. You can catch me on day 1 at... What time is that? Sorry, I got to calculate this. At 7 p.m. Eastern, I will be playing a game of Trinity Aeon, where we're psychic soldiers fighting off evil super mutants. I am going to be in a running virtual games panel at 10 p.m. 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, because all of their stuff is Eastern. It's been confusing as hell. And then you can also catch me in 2 games on Plastic Age Plays. In the morning, I'm playing a game of They Came From Beyond the Grave, alongside story guide Matt Dawkins. So Matthew Dawkins, big writer for Vampire the Masquerade, and Onyx Path Hero is going to be running that. So come watch me play. I don't know. It's going to be, I think we're going to a cabin in the woods and I'm playing a teenager. It's going to be good. And then that evening, I'm going to be in another game of They Came From Beyond the Grave, which is basically like a B-movie horror game. So very schlocky, very like Evil Dead 2 kind of style. And Robin's going to be in that one with me. And we might have Traz. Also, players here, if any of you are free on Saturday night and want to play that, there's an empty spot, I think, still. So, yeah. I think we could probably fit you in. And then on Sunday, I really hope that you come and join us, because at 2 p.m. Pacific, we are doing the finale of Deadlands Blood Drive. We're going to finish up the first book, and then we're going to go in that quagmire mired hiatus status of if we're going to keep going, because the module, it gets kind of long after that. So we'll see how we like it. Well, at the very least, we're going to wrap this chapter up. So come and join us for that, for some rootin' tootin' shooting. And then my biggest announcement is my funnest announcement, because at 8 p.m., me, Robin, Caitlin, Christine, Kat and Amy are finally going to meet in person and have our Dungeons and Dragons: The Reign of Emery's after party after like a year after the
I
game.
literally was freaking out, going, "What did I sign up? What? Wait, what happened?
We're
What is
literally just
happening?"
going to Denny's,
I
Robin.
had
It's
that
fine.
too. I had
I
that too. I was
know.
like, oh.
Wait, what did I forget? What
What did I
game am I
forget?
forgetting?
We're
I'm
well,
excited
we'll
for
find out
afters.
once we're at
First afters.
the after
Ooh.
party. We'll find out what you signed up for.
Oh.
We'll need live photographic documentation throughout the night in the
Of
Discord.
course.
It's true. It's true.
Of course. I
Selfies.
might do a ticky tack as well.
I think we should.
This
Tiki-
needs to happen. Chris is right. Pixar didn't happen.
It'll be good. All right. So besides that, quick note: is there any last thing that anybody needs to talk about? I think we're about done.
You guys are awesome. The audience is awesome. This is fun. Let's
You're
have fun.
awesome.
All right. This beat is sick. Everybody head into roll 20, like a discotheque. I don't know. I just live here. All right, folks, we're going to start Call of the Netherdeep in just a moment. Let me just make sure that I can actually see the map. There we go. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Last time on Call of the Netherdeep, you continued in your investigation of Bazzoxan, the city erected before the ancient site of Betrayer's Rise. Once a stronghold during the calamity some 800 years before, now it is an open wound, bleeding atrocities out from the abyss, a gateway to the demonic realm residing within it. Only Bazzoxan, the Aurora Watch's makeshift fortress built into an ancient city, can offer any type of defense. The brave soldiers of the Aurora Watch keeping guard and slaying the evil that descends upon the world from within Betrayer's Rise. While in the city, you met with some old friends, Keiko, and eventually met with the rest of the party, who had a vision there at a temple that was once likely to the Changebringer, but now had been occupied by a furbog, cleric of Melora. During their vision, the rest of the party had discovered that whatever had happened in Bazzoxan was directly connected to the jewel that you carried from the Emerald Grotto. And this strange, long-forgotten soul, Elixion. Driven forward by this, you went to investigate, to find the other party, your friendly rivals. On a tip, you went to the crematorium thinking that they had been slain in the previous battle. Luckily, they had not. But instead, you found a strange body. A scholar approached you and asks that you help him dissect it. This creature, this body, a demon, a Vrok, creatures known for devouring treasures. The scholar believed that a treasure inside of it was preventing it from dissolving back into the proto-matter that demons normally return to when they come from the abyss's portal. He was right. After removing a cube from inside, you discovered that there were several magical items inside, some of which you sold to the scholar for 200 gold pieces. He then asked that you help he and his organization keep tabs on a woman that had tried to hire you earlier, one Aloysia Telfin. Aloysia Telfin. An elf and member of the... Do you remember what the name of the organization is? The Vermilion Dream?
Yep, just
Okay.
was going to unmute to try
beat
and
you to it.
find
The
that.
Vermilion Dream.
Yep.
The consortium of the Vermilion
Yep.
Dream.
Oh, sorry. I had member of consortium written down, and then I had consortium. Yes,
So it's
I had it written somewhere else. It's in too many notes.
It's totally fine. I'd rather you have too many. So there you agreed that you didn't like her vibe, but the scholar Prolix Yusuf gave you a much better vibe. You agreed to help him. Then you went and spoke to the task hand And we're given a little bit of background of Betrayer's Rise. From there, you decided that it was time to enter. As you received permission to enter Betrayer's Rise and find whatever it was inside that your fate was bound to, you made your way to an immense set of double doors there beneath leering skull gargoyles. And as you prepared to enter, the doors burst open, which is about where we're going to start. Now, does anyone have questions about last game? Okay. Then, in that case, let's...
No questions.
Do you have anything to say?
I did want before she left before
Oh, you're right.
Irvin
You're
woke
right.
up. She wanted to.
So we do have that
wanted
to do
to
real
talk.
quick.
Okay.
Okay. Pardon me just one second. Sorry, I was doing a bunch of stuff before a game, so my notes are a little scattered. Give me 1 sec, and we will hop in. Throughout the night, the previous night, you met with the other party. There inside of the Ready Room, the only inn in the entirety of Bazazan. The rest of the party was, well, feeling their encounter with those gibbering mouthers. You all split up, and after having a bit of a talk with them, you found your way to various places. Sabina, you and Valas were accosted by someone who knew a bit of his backstory. Dorlin, you ended up drinking with Dermot and trying to perform a kindness to which one was it? It was Galsariad. Tried to perform a kindness to Galsariad, and were rebuked, as Keiko tried as well, but Galsariad seemed to be in a worse mood than usual. You also had a brief run-in with Maggie, a pleasant one, where earlier you found out that Io had been injured fairly decently in the fight. And finally, Zarya. You spent your time with a quite drunk, quite sorrowful, quite emotional Irvin. You spent the night together, comforting him. And as the music fades away before dawn that morning, where did you end up sleeping?
Probably just right beside him.
Okay.
She'll kind of. Oh my god! I fell asleep. Oh.
Go back to sleep, he mutters, kind of pawing at your shoulder.
Oh, I will. Oh, I will. You first. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll get a head start. Poppies aren't in bloom until spring.
That's right.
There's so many dandelions.
They're everywhere. Zarya's gonna make sure he's back asleep, and then she's gonna rifle through her bag where she left her clothes, and pick out just a little raven skull necklace. She always carries a couple of them on her because she loses things frequently, and kind of tuck it into his hand, or underneath his hand, and give his cheek a little bit of a little nuzzle.
He'll squeeze it, pull it against his lips, and kind of just cradle it up like a child would with a toy.
Good. She'll give him one little kiss on the cheek, leaving a little bit of lipstick stain, and then we'll pick up her things and head back to her own room.
Leaving that with him. That's when you return and have the brief encounter the talk with Valas as you prep to go to Betrayer's Rise. How is everyone feeling as they head out this morning? Good? Scared?
Hopeful.
Hmm.
I'm hoping we'll be able to save some of Question's friends.
Fair. As you head up, traveling up toward the edge of Betrayer's Rise, you reach the immense double doors. Now, Betrayer's Rise is both ominous and beautiful. Its black walls are carved with intricate reliefs, many of them depicting scenes of torture. Lifelike grotesques of leering demons perch above, high above, peering down at you with contempt. An immense double door forms the entrance. This gate is made of onyx, inlaid with copper and silver. Guards of the Aurora Watch stand between you and the demonic fortress, a pair standing directly in front of you. There are others around, a good half-dozen, patrolling the immediate area, doing drills, the sound of their chitinous armor clattering beneath the gloomy red Zorhasian morning. Now, as you approach, one of the guards at the front door, as you near about 30 feet from the door, raises a hand to halt you in your progress. He's just about to stop and ask you for something. Likely, hey, what are you doing here? Or, hey, do you have any papers? When the unthinkable happens. Shouting erupts from inside of those double doors as the soldiers, from the soldiers, just as the colossal doors fly open. Two shadowy winged creatures burst forth, take flight, and stretch as they dive for you. Their claws extended as they take to the sky. And I need an initiative roll.
All right.
Oh, damn.
All right, which of you are going to behave for me tonight?
All right, we're going to use...
Not this one.
Oh, a natural 20.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Weird.
The 14 for me.
14 for me as well.
Yeah, boy.
All right.
Oh.
Would you like to go first?
Okay.
We'll see what things are like when we get to us.
Okay, give me one sec.
Also, FYI, for anyone watching and me staring at my phone, rather than me going like this to look at my character sheet on my laptop, I've got it on my phone.
Okay, so let's do this. Okay, that's a natural 2. Okay. Sounds great. Okay.
Still probably better than me.
Let's find out. We've got 23 for second gen. Did I hear multiple people roll d20s or nat 20s?
Just
No,
one.
it's 14s.
Oh, multiple 14s. Okay.
Yeah, double 14s.
Okay, so that is going to be Keiko first, followed by... Okay, that's going to be Sabina. Oh, yeah, shit, I got to roll for... God damn it. Okay. All right, Sabina and Dorlin tied. Then we have Gloomstalker 1. Then we have Valez. Then we have Gloomstalker 2. Then we have Zarya at the bottom, pulling up the hero ranks. And thank you very much for the Hurt Them More, Nacro.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Bursting out of the door, the Gloomstalkers take flight. Their ebon talons pointed directly toward you as they take to the air, shrieking. Keiko, it is your turn. What do you do?
How far above? Like, how high up are they when you say they take to the air? Like, are they...
So, right now, they have just taken off. They are... Ooh, I mean, they just crested the door. I'm going to say they're probably about, at that point, just about 10 feet up. So, still in striking distance.
Okay. Mm, sorry, I need to do some maths.
Never do the math.
I know. Okay. And then perfect. Okay, Keiko is going to kind of push through everyone and run up, and she is going to release a thunder wave at 2nd level at them.
Okay, Thunderwave. What's my con save DC?
It is only 14 as she takes out her guitar.
2 successes.
And okay, this will take half damage.
Okay, unless you want to use silvery barbs.
No, I'm okay. This is like the beginning of the day. Keiko's keeping it kosher right now.
All right.
9 plus 27, so that would be 13 points.
All right.
As she will take out her guitar and kind of start just
You said 14 points?
13 would be rounded down from
All right,
27.
pardon me. Continue.
And she takes her guitar out and she just starts strumming it very weirdly so that the ground starts vibrating and builds up, and then she just kind of like releases it in like a and it just like sound
Nice.
waves kind of ripple out from it.
Beautiful. They are going to shriek in pain as that occurs. They don't like that at all.
And as a bonus action, Keiko is going to turn to Keiko's going to turn to I was gonna say Keiko. That's not who I want. I want Sabina. I don't know why I was thinking of myself. And she's going to go get him, little ranger. Go!
All right. So what's that going to do? Just give Bardic Inspiration.
Bardic Inspiration. So
What are you at now?
D6 still. D6. Oh no, it's a D8. Hello. It's a D8 now. Haha. Whoopsies.
All
That's
right.
probably happened at the last level.
Probably. All right. So that is going to, they're going to be buffeted around by the strength of your Thunder Wave. Sabina, you have a bonus. Dorlin and Sabina, you are up. Who's going first?
Well, why don't you go, Sabina? You're inspired.
Fair. You said they're only about 10 feet off the ground?
They're only about 10 feet off the ground at this moment. Yeah.
So Dax can get to them?
Dax can try to get to them. Yeah. He has the vertical
Okay.
reach to do it.
Okay. Fantastic. In that case, I'm going to shoot an arrow at it. And that's going to be a 15 plus 9 is a 24.
That is definitely going to hit.
Okay, I'm going to do that on the one on the left.
Okay.
And-
Your
that's
left
a
or their
D6.
left?
My left.
Okay,
The one with the
sounds
little
good.
red dot on it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, that's a D6 is a 4 plus a 4 is an 8 damage.
All right. That's definitely okay. 8 damage. Sounds good.
And then Dax is going to charge. And so if he moves at least 20 feet straight towards a target, then hits with a maul attack, the target takes an extra 1d6 slashing damage. If the target is a creature, it must succeed a strength saving throw against your spell save DC or be knocked prone.
Okay.
So we'll see if he hits.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's do it.
Oh goodness. It's a 17 plus 6 is
That's going to be a hit.
23.
Uh,
Beautiful.
and I need to make a strength save.
Yes, please.
Okay. I have
what's it first,
I have an 18.
Oh, that probably beats it, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
With my spell save DC, yeah, that's not going to be much. So yeah, that's fine.
All right, fantastic. So that's going to succeed, but you're still going to do the extra damage on it.
Exactly. That's only rolled a 1. But that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage to the one on the right.
Okay. All right. So firing an arrow in, it's going to catch it just above where the wings meet its shoulder area, and Dax is going to bound up and try to like grab onto it with his tusks. Is that how you said? Okay.
He mauls it, so I guess he kind of like that does that cat thing where it like grabs and tries to rake at him.
All right, sounds good.
Doesn't get a
And
good purchase.
do you have anything else you're doing with your round?
Nope, that's both my attacks, and I don't really have any bonus attacks right now. Bonus
Sounds
actions.
good. Dorlin, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Kinetic Jaunt.
'Kay.
As a bonus action. And then I will move forward here. You said they're within reach if we're nearby them.
Yeah, you can jump up and hit them.
Okay, I will first attack the one directly in front of Dorlin, and his kinetic jaunt, he's going to be trying to, they describe it as dancing, so he's going to try and be basically imitating Zarya's belly dance from the Dryad with Bilsariad a little bit, and just kind of move through everyone. So the one in front of me, that would be a 17 to hit.
Okay, 17 is going to be a hit.
Awesome. 9 points of thunder damage.
Okay.
And then he's going to try and attack the other one.
Okay.
That's a 22.
Okay, that is going to be a hit.
And that will be 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And then what he will do, because he's belly dancing like a pro, is he'll come back here and just hold off. Now, both of them, because he hit them, they have disadvantage on attacking anyone other than Dorlin.
Okay.
All right. That's
All
done.
right. That sounds good. So you are going to rush back there. Sounds great to me, my friend. What is going to happen is there is going to be a flicker of motion, and the one that you just attacked is going to teleport next to you. A plume of shadow wraps around it, and it reappears next to you in a puff of smoke. And what's your armor class, my friend?
Sorry, 18.
18. That is going to... That's a 21. That is going to... I am using Snatch on you. So you are a medium or smaller creature. That is going to be...
Oh, no.
That is 17 slashing damage. And 6 necrotic damage, and you are grappled and restrained. As this Gloomstalker appears, wraps you up in its talons, and lets out a ferocious snarl of triumph.
Help!
All right, that is... Can he do anything else? I'm just going to hurt them more as well, just to make my life easier. And it lets out that terrible shriek. I need everyone to make me a Constitution save.
Oh, actually, hold on. I need to make a concentration check first. And that's an...
That's a what?
A 7, so I fail and lose my kinetic jaunt.
Okay.
And then you said it was a Constitution save?
Everyone make me a con save, please.
I rolled a nat 1, but I
Okay.
remembered I can't roll nat 1s because I'm a
Oh, good.
halfling.
Go!
Nice.
Go, halfling!
Dirty
I
20.
rolled double ones.
About to say,
but-
on your 6th nat 1 in a row, it sticks. I'm just going to put that out
fair.
there.
Yeah.
Do I have determination right now?
Yes, you do.
Cool. I'm gonna use that to bring it up to 12.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the same to bring it to 5th. Oh, do I have determination? Yeah, I do.
You do.
I'll bring it to 15.
Okay, sounds good. And Keiko, you know that you're at a +3 for your determination now, right? Proficiency went up at 5th level?
Yeah. I know that. I just didn't know my DA went up.
Sounds good. All right. And what'd you get, Dorlin?
19.
19. Okay. Keiko and Zario, you got a dirty 20. Keiko, you are paralyzed.
Shit.
And Valez has a nat 20. Now he's actually doing something. Good job. All he had to do was admit his class, and now he's fine. Keiko and Sabina
There we
both
go.
have had their determination bought back. All right, so that is going to be the Shriek. Valez is going to take his turn. Dorlin, you are being grabbed. He is going to try to swoop in and help you. That is a... Check the math on this. That is a plus... Oh, yes, proficiency bonus went up. That is a 17 and a 25. Those are 2 hits. Okay, that is a 6 and a 9. Nice. For damage, all right, so rushing in, he's going to draw his rune blade, take 2 swings, and that is going to be a plus 4, so that's 10, 23 points of damage to this guy. The Gloomstalker that is grabbing you is not dead, but it is not looking happy with its life choices at this point. Come on, Dorlin, just get out of there! He's going to growl at you, like it's easy.
I'm trying!
Okay, the other Gloomstalker, seeing the shriek take hold, is going to rush Keiko and is going to take its 2 attacks.
I guess she's paralyzed, so
She's paralyzed.
advantage, but disadvantage because it's not me, so regular.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, that's a hit.
It's a crit.
Okay, and I'm going to spend a hurt the more to reroll that one. And does does a 14 hit you?
Yes.
Okay, that's 2 crits.
Okay, so, features,
Stone's Endurance?
yeah.
I think that's a good
It's a
one.
reaction, but it doesn't say, like,
If you're paralyzed, I don't
not-
think you can take anything.
it just says you can't move or speak. So this is just...
Let me just double check the way
Yeah.
this works. Also, my laptop has no internet right now, so if anything happens to the stream, I apologize. Okay, just checking real quick. Paralyzed, incapacitated. So, incapacitated.
Can't take actions or reactions. Okay, fine. Yep.
Yeah, so it's a whole host of things that you get hit by. So I am very sorry about that. But them's the breaks, unfortunately. That's okay. Cake, we have a resurrection scroll, right? Keiko will be fine. Okay. The claws are gonna hit you, and that I rolled actually lower than I could have. So that is gonna be 12. It's going to rush you. Its claws are going to deal 18 points of piercing damage and 11 points of necrotic damage. Or pardon me, its bite, it's going to slam into you, burying its teeth into your throat and shoulder area right here, that nice meaty spot. And then, okay, 9, 15, 17. Its claws are going to rake you for 23 points of slashing damage.
Bye.
And 16 necrotic damage.
So wait, let me do some math here for a second.
Yeah, so that's all part of the same. So that was, what did I say? It was 16 and what? That's
16
not a,
and 9. Okay.
that's not enough to kill you.
No, we're not to negative 44. Hey, happen to sassy. Happen to sassy.
Yeah, so that is going to take you down. Basically, it's going to lunge over you, slam into you with its claws, ride Keiko to the ground, and bury its mouth in her throat and chest, ripping out sinew and blood that's going to spray everywhere. And that is its turn. Zarya, it's your turn. What's up?
God damn it. I am going to cast Ray of Sickness on the one that's the one that's more hurt. Seems more hurt, so the one that's attacking Dorlin at the
Yeah,
moment.
the one that's attacking Dorlin is in pretty bad shape.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try. That is a 17 to hit.
17 to hit is going to hit.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I should use my termination. Okay, anyway. Perfect. So, in that case, so it's going to take 2d8 poison damage, and it has to make a constitution saving throw.
Okay. 2d8 poison damage. Perfect.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. I will roll them, but I just wanted to let you know.
And Constitution save.
Yeah.
I got a 7.
Oh, no. It does not beat my 14.
Does it not? Okay.
No, sorry. So it's poisoned until the end of my next turn. And then it takes 8.
Takes
8.
8.
Necrotic damage. Necrotic? No, poison damage.
Poison damage. Sounds good to me. All right. Your ray of sickness is going to lash out and is going to strike into this creature, dealing not a sizable amount of damage, but you are going to see that a sickly pallor kind of rolls over its features, and it is definitely not having a good day.
Interesting.
Well, you poisoned it, so.
I know, but she's more like interesting. It can be poisoned.
Yes, they can be poisoned. Wow. All right, the Aurora Watch Soldiers are going to shout and compose themselves. Actually, one moment. Let me just see if they passed their con save. One of them got a nat 20 and one of them got a nat 1. I'm sorry, I love it when that happens. All right, so this dude failed. So the one at the right side of the door failed. The other one is going to charge and rush forward. This brave orcish veteran is going to raise his long sword in both hands. Let her go, you bitch! And that's gonna be a miss and a hit. The hit, however, is going to deal 9 points of slashing damage to the one that is attacking Keiko, which is going to grab its attention as it kind of like rakes his blade along its spine as it's kind of like perched over Keiko, kind of ripping out parts of her throat and chest. Top of the initiative, Keiko, you're in death saves. And for this game, we decided that I'm going to roll your death saves for you. Can you do me a favor? What are you thinking of right now?
Oh, Keiko's having some serious guilt right now. She's thinking about the conversation with Bodhi in the tent of you weren't supposed to die. You're What?
And you didn't. Keiko, you reach down, think of the promise that you made to Bodhi, and your eyes are going to snap open with 1 hit point.
Did you roll a nat 20?
I rolled a nat 20!
Nice.
So you
Heck
are
yes.
True
You're
love
gonna-
heals all
you're gonna hear-
wounds.
Right?
You're not allowed to die. Not allowed to die. And then you snap up to see this Gloomstalker ripping part of your chest open. That's your turn, but holy shit. All right, Sabina or Dorlin. Who's going first?
Do you mind if I go,
Go for it.
Blog? Cool. I'm gonna cast Healing Spirit directly underneath Keiko.
Okay.
So Keiko, on the start of your next turn, you can take a D6 of healing. And that is just a bonus action. So then, Dax,
What does your healing spirit look like again? Is it the spring?
it's like a little moshy growth. So your feet are Keiko's feet are gonna kind of sink a little, or I guess she's laying down.
Oh, it looks like a
She's gonna
beast
kinda
or a fae, so kind of like dryad looking stuff, or...
I ignored that and decided it looks more like a little marsh. Honestly, I kind of imagined if there's like a little frog in it, and that's the
Okay.
actual
All
healing
right,
spirit. but you don't
I was
really
also
see it.
fixing kind of some will-o-wisps too.
That yeah, could be some little will-o-wisps, but yeah, it makes a little marshy grove, and so she kind of sinks back into this little marshy grove as the thing like pushes on her into the healing waters, and little will-o-wisps bounce around. Dax is going to run away 20 feet and then charge again. I don't know if he'll get an attack of opportunity though from the one he's closest to. I don't know what their reach is.
Pretty far. Let me just double check that real quick. Boop, 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 boop. Actually, not as far as you think, but where is he headed? Is he rushing to the one that has Dorlin?
No, the one that's on Keiko.
Okay, that sounds good. As he is doing that real quick, I did have a minor rules call thing. So Keiko, I forgot that your death save happens at the end of your turn, not at the beginning of your turn. So you do get an action this round.
Yeah,
Go for it.
Don't you mean the
I'll
other way
pause.
around?
So so you will get to act this round
Cool.
because of that nat 20. But you do have Dax coming up to flank, so that's going to be great.
Sweet.
So sorry about that, Krista.
No, that's all good. Keiko, do you want to go?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really, really freaking, really freaking simple. She's going to look at this thing and she's going to take out her hand and she is going to cast Dissonant Whispers at it at a 3rd level because she's just like,
Okay.
get out of here before I do something worse.
Okay. And what's my save DC?
It is Wisdom 14.
Okay. I got a 19.
Cool. I would like to use a reaction.
I imagine you would. Okay.
I'm actually going to use my Aria of Dissonance,
Okay, so what does that mean?
which it takes half of what you rolled and subtracts that from your saving throw. So it will -8 from that.
Oh.
Nice.
That's what you're using for that. That
Yep.
means I have an 11.
Yep, which fails.
I imagine it did. Okay.
Yep. So that's gonna
Fantastic.
be
Beefy.
5d6, and then you have to use your reaction to get the fuck away from me.
Okay, sounds good. Do I use that immediately or on my turn?
5d6. I must immediately use its reaction.
Immediately, yeah.
If
Because
available.
if it's my reaction, I can immediately use it. Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds good. And because it's self-propelled, that means it does take opportunity attacks, right?
Yep. Yep, it does.
Okay.
Okay. 20 points of psychic damage.
20 points of psychic damage. Holy crap. That is great. Okay, so... Right,
And she's like, I won't go down that easy. And I will bring you, if I do, to the depths of hell. So I would get away if I were you.
Okay. So it is going to try to take flight at this point and get out of here. However, that means it is within 5 feet of Dax at this point. It is within 5 feet of the Aurora Watch soldier. The Aurora Watch soldier is going to use the opportunity attack.
If you use silvery barbs, does your Aria take away?
She
From
used
your given
Aria
advantage?
instead of silvery barbs.
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
Okay, never mind.
yeah.
Sorry, I thought they
you
were the
kinda
same
said.
thing.
Kelly was thinking because I've used silvery barb so much, but then I actually read my Aria of Dissonance. I'm like, oh wait, this is potentially.
Yeah, that's
No,
I
beefy.
know
your
if
rules.
I'm just that close.
Okay.
That's
The
well done.
soldier is going to miss.
19 from Dax.
The Dax is not going to miss. So please do me the honor of having Dax jump on this thing.
That'll be 11 points of damage.
Okay. Damn, this thing is not looking good. All right. So, damn it.
How high is it up now?
So at this point, it is going to attempt to move its full thing. So it is, it has a fly speed of 80. So it is actually going to use its reaction and is going to fly 80 feet into the air. It is just going to try to get out.
Cool. I will finish off mine then. So Dax.
So you
can't
have
reach
your
that one
entire
anymore.
round now, Sabina.
Yeah. So I cast my bonus action. That's done. And then Dax, because he can't reach that one, is going to go after the one for Dorlin. He's going to use his charge attack.
Sounds good.
That's going to be a 16.
To hit. That's a
Yeah.
hit.
Oh, sick. Okay. And then that's going to be 10 damage. Plus a d6 for the charge, which is 5, so 15 damage. And then
Okay.
can you also make me a strength save?
Nat 20.
Yeah, that's fine then.
Anybody have anything to
and
counter? Okay, good.
I've
Okay.
used my reaction already, otherwise I could.
And then I'm gonna roll to attack the. I think the range on a short bow is 80, so I should be able to hit.
You should be able to, yeah.
Awesome. And that's a 14. I'm gonna use my bardic.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, 1. It's a 15. Does that do it?
15 to hit.
Yeah.
It hits.
Oh, thank goodness.
And what did you use your bonus? Oh, you used your bonus action for the healing boost.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a 4, and 4 is 8 damage to the flying one.
Okay, 8 damage to the flying one. It is absolutely wrecked. Its wings are kind of like crackling, barely holding on, kind of like a ripped like a ripped sail fluttering in the wind. This membrane dripping Icarus blood down on you that sizzles when it hits the sand. It is these things are pretty wrecked. Dorlin, it is your turn. What do you do?
Well, I'm restrained, and one of these horrible monsters is getting away. So I'm not going to try. I'm going to try and make sure it doesn't get away, and I'm going to try and activate that little pipe thing that I got going on my armor, and it's going to be like click a couple of times, and like click, click, and then boom, a couple of magical fireworks are going to fire out and like just kind of curve along the ground, swirl up, and go and hit it. I'm going to be casting Magic Missile as
Okay.
a 2nd level spell.
Yep, that is the only thing that doesn't have disadvantage. Do it.
Yep, so that's 4 missiles, and I got 4 total on the die roll. So 16 force damage.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
It's gonna light up like a firework from Hupperduke, like late night partying, like just like.
There's going to be a splat as all of its blood collides with the ground.
Like a gloomstalker exploding in the rain.
And then
Oh.
I'm gonna like look over at the one that has me in its grasp and be like, "Oh, I missed," and then use my bonus action to give myself 5 temporary.
5 10 hit points. Okay. It is its turn now. You are restrained, which means it's gonna attack you twice. First attack, that's a crit. Second attack, that's a crit.
Oh,
I rolled 2 Dork Tails. I had advantage on both of these because you're restrained. I rolled 20 and 1 on both of them.
all right, bring it.
Holy shit. Okay, we're gonna do this in sequence. So the bite attack's gonna hit you first because
Okay.
it's alphabetically first. And let's do this. Let's see how you do. Oh my god, you're so lucky. All right, the bite attack is going to be 12 points of slashing damage. Oh, pardon me. I don't know how to count. That is going to be 18 points of slashing damage. Plus 11 points of necrotic damage.
And I'm out.
You're out?
I'm
Okay.
unconscious.
It is next to Valez. It's going to... Oh, it's next to Valez, and... you know what it's going to do? It's already critted you, so that's going to be 2 death save fails for you.
All right.
And it's going to try to fly off with you in its talons, which means that Dax has not used his reaction because it did during Keiko's turn. He used his reaction during Keiko's turn, so his reaction is reset because Keiko was before you, Sabina. So Dax may...
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So Dax and Valez can do an opportunity attack.
Oh, shit.
All right, Valez is going to do
Press
it.
X,
20.
press X for an all-out attack.
Yeah,
Ooh.
a 19 to hit.
19 hits, Valez misses.
Oh, no. Come on, 8. Oh, my God, an 8. Plus 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage.
13 damage. Okay.
Not
All
quite enough,
right.
is it?
And, oh. one moment. I need to redo something. Okay. Dorlin, forget that you have those death saves. Because I forgot that Zarya gave me poisoned. So even with advantage, I'd be rolling flat. So,
it's true.
so what is actually going to happen is my first roll was a 20 and a nat 1. So what's going to happen is that first hit will still happen. So you are down to 0. You are unconscious. However, as it tries to bite you a second time, it is going to fumble. And that is when Dax and Valas are going to take their swing at it. Okay, so they get their opportunity attack, and it is going to try to fly away at that point, I guess. Incredibly wounded, barely clinging to life. It is going to take off and fly up the 80 feet.
Do we have something good that Valas could get advantage?
Well, it's Valas he's 80 feet. I'm gonna check something real quick. Okay, what's my distance on this? Bonus action. Okay. You know, I'm saying if something good happens, do something ridiculous. So the Gloomstalker is going to take to the sky, flapping its wings. One of the guards is going to go, "Oh no, it's getting away!" And you'll hear Valis say, "I wouldn't be concerned about that." And you'll see that there's a shadowy figure on its back.
Echo Knights, bitches.
Echo Knights, bitches. And that is exactly what I have to do to hit it. I hit exactly 15.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, Valis!
Oh god, I can't not kill it. It has 3 hit points, so let's just see how
Nice.
killed it is.
Valis, Keiko's gonna shout, "Ride it into the other one!" Bring it
You can
down.
do, Valis is just gonna like lash out with his sword from the ground, and it's gonna be that samurai maneuver, you know, the whoosh, whoosh. And the Gloomstalker's gonna go, and this little like this blur of motion atop its back is going to mimic the motion, and then you're gonna see a spray of blood as its head just goes and lands right next to Dorlin. Its tongue lolls out and hits him in the mouth.
Well,
All right.
Dead Dorlin and dead Gloomstalker making out.
There should be fan art of this.
Yep.
Get to it. If Professor Multiverse doesn't make a meme of this, I'll be very upset. All right, so that is going to be the end of that fight. Zarya, it is your turn. What do you do?
Oh, I'm gonna run up to Dorlin and slap him with a Cure Wounds. Not really. He did a good job.
Keiko, you can take a D6 from the healing pond.
And then, like, drag him towards the pond. Do I have that much movement? I don't think so.
I think you can. We're out of combat.
I can
so.
move the
Perfect.
pond.
Oh,
I can move
perfect.
the
Let's
pond with a
go.
bonus action. So
Oh,
I'll move the pond
fantastic.
over.
The frog just
let's
jumps
see
and
here.
it like moves under his butt.
Oh,
Now I can do
Well-
it 1 plus my spell
Oh,
casting
it's not great.
modifier, which is wisdom, so I had 3. So if Keiko wants to take 2d6s and
Ooh.
Dorlin wants to take 2d6s, that's the healing for it.
Nice.
No,
Dorlin, you
be
also
great.
get 8 from my Cure Wounds. It
So
was a
8
small one.
and 2d6.
When I think about gloom, I touch myself. And Keiko's gonna also.
Do you actually?
I mean, I'm curing myself, so I'm thinking about the fucking Gloomstalker.
Oh.
The Aurora Watch Soldier will look at you. Is everyone okay? Is that thing dead? Oh
No!
shit! And he's gonna run out of the way as the Gloomstalker, dissolving into a puddle of goo, slaps the ground right where he
Oh,
was
yeah,
standing a
that's
second
fair.
ago. He's gonna dive out of the way. Looking into
I think
Betrayer.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I think my tongue is numb. Ugh, what is that?
Just drink some of the water, Dorlin.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've got wounded in here! The Aurora Watch soldiers look at you and then look inside, where you can see that 3 other Aurora Watch soldiers that were inside of Betrayer's Rise are in bad shape. They're torn open at the stomach. One of them has their throat partially ripped out. Another is missing a hand.
Ooh.
Oh.
The 2 Aurora Watch soldiers at the door are going to run in to do whatever they can to help.
I mean, we can go in. I am still not doing absolutely wonderful, but we can go help them and maybe take a short rest.
Sure.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
ma'am, with you at the healing pond. May we use it,
what?
please?
Yes, of course. She'll cast another one for them.
Okay. The Aurora Watch soldiers are going to drag their companions out and just like dunk them next to the frog. Is it a high pitched frog, a low pitched frog? Is it?
Low pitched for sure.
Oh, hi there. How's it going?
It's got a banjo.
Oh my goodness.
It's a grung, really. Like it's a grung with a banjo. That's the fake creature.
Hi, everybody. How
Telling
is
us
it?
that we need to speak to the king.
Come,
Yes.
Oh.
come listen to my healing song.
Someday we'll find it deep in Bezozan.
Oh my god.
The one god, the other, and the third.
Yeah.
The betrayer.
Yeah.
What are the 3 of them? I'll write a parody.
The
It's all
change
good.
bringer and me. I'll sing it. Do it. We'll do it.
Oh my god. That's awesome.
All right. And with that, as you take your breath and recover from this, the doors to Betrayer's Rise wide open in front of you. I do have one thing I want to say to you all real quick as you take your breath and really kind of gather your strength to go forth. Welcome to level 6.
Ooh. Nice.
It's going very nice, very nice.
All right.
Roll some hit points
Uh,
and gain more back.
I don't like gain my spells back when I level up, do I?
You gain what additional spells you learn. That's the way I'm doing it when you level up in the field.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So you don't get the
I
ones
just
you
thought
lost,
I'd ask.
but you get the extra ones.
Oh, I rolled a dork tail. Wait, no, that was a D8. I rolled
now-
a D6. Never mind. I rolled the wrong die.
Now, is Keiko sticking with Bard at this level?
Yes, I'm gonna stick with Bard right now.
Okay.
I need some time to think about that.
I think after Betrayer's Rise, we'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk. I rolled a 6 on the D8, so that's still good.
Ooh, I rolled a 7 on D8. Heck
Nice.
yeah.
I'm at 52.
Yeah.
When I get
Alright.
full, ooh, I get another conflict for my symphony. Ooh, so many.
All right, so everybody go ahead and quickly level up to what you need to do. And if you have
Yeah.
any questions, please let me know. Watch everyone.
Ooh, I haven't even used my first one. No.
Multi-class into rogue.
No, I get a
Interesting
cool thing.
Yeah, nice. Level
I
6
do,
level
actually.
6 can be a fun level.
Yeah, I get my second domain feature.
I get
Nice.
So that's cool. I haven't
It's-
actually used my domain feature yet, but
You
I
should.
get
it's coming. It's coming.
expertise
about
with
to, but I didn't.
tools and more hit points. Oh, and I can use another infusion, but I have to wait for a long rest for that.
I get another favorite enemy.
Vala's stats go up again.
Heck yeah.
Ah, yes, fighters.
Let's see. He's mostly relying on Dex, so
Are we able
Is
to
he?
take a short rest?
yeah. Yep, you guys can take a short rest, absolutely. And I think, honestly,
Cool.
while we level up, this is probably a good place for us to take our break for the night. A little early,
Oh,
but
Oh.
this way we can do some leveling up. So, do you want to do leveling up right now on camera?
Sure.
matters not to me. I don't do a whole heck of a lot except that.
I'm sorry, I'm reading all of
And my domain feature.
the extra symphony stuff I can get, so I'm gonna try and choose one that works. the
Totally.
best.
So,
Ooh,
as you
they're a third level spell.
as you rest
Sorry.
there at the base of Betrayer's Rise, you can see that the other soldiers are going to kind of come up to you, and as you're resting, the soldiers that were doing drills around the front and watching it, that were out of the way and far enough away that they couldn't intervene before you killed these things in 12 seconds, rush up to you and, everyone's all right? You're all good? Anything we can do to help? They offer their aid to you, and as you're resting, you're getting the sense that they're quite impressed with you. Yeah, so it seems like you're going to be able. Well, one of the commanders of the watch there is going to say, "Well, we were going to ask you for your papers, but after that, you're the ones the Tascant talked about, aren't you? You're welcome in anytime you want. Just make sure you shut the doors, or else shit like that gets out."
Fair enough.
Yes, that would be a right shame to get into those doors. Let that out.
Quick question. What are
Yeah.
these things considered? What genus are they?
Gloomstalkers, they are,
Yeah.
I believe they're monstrosities. Let me double check.
Monstrosities?
I think they're
Yeah.
fiends.
Are they fiends?
Gloomstalkers are monstrosities.
Okay.
Damn it. Something else.
But
Someone called me on it, and I was like, "Oh, it's just me being a dork."
No, it's because we were talking about
Anyway.
them being, we called them aberrations.
yeah, I think
Oh.
Or I think
that
they're monstrosities.
I think we were using aberration as a term, not a
Whereas
like a
aberrations
mechanical
are an
term.
actual
I think
thing.
so.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
it's like
okay.
someone.
I
Oh,
think
by the
so.
way, so in last episode, someone called me because I said that the murals at the temple were hundreds, maybe thousands of years old. Like the writing, that was me being hyperbolic. But also, I think the person heard it as hundreds of thousands of years. I'm like, no.
Oh, so
But it is true. I
so
forgot that the
long.
calamity was only 800 years ago, because that just seems really soon for me in fantasy terms.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's an elven lifetime or two,
Yeah.
you know? Actually, I can't remember how long
Oh,
elves live in
shit.
Tal'Dorei. What?
Oh shit.
I looked at a spell that I'm gonna take.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called motivational, or it's not motivational speech, but it's where the frick was it? I just saw it. I was gonna add it. It is well, yeah, it's motivational speech.
Really?
Oh, I
Yep.
think I looked at that one before. Not that I can take it, but
Oh, that's next level.
That's funny.
What?
Just your
That it's called
motivational
that?
speak. Yeah.
Yeah, Keiko's gonna, at the end of their short rest, she'll give a motivational speech to everyone.
What would you consider the terrain we've been on? Desert?
Wasteland, Badlands. Is that an
Okay.
option?
Let me double check.
And
Jorhassian, like it's
oh,
like it's a special kind of
Oh, I
weird
can
out
take
here.
Yeah.
so if we're doing our short rest, Robin, are you able?
Yes.
Is Keiko going to do that?
Oh, of course.
Do.
Of course,
Better.
Keiko's gonna do a song of rest while we are resting.
The frog with his banjo accompanies
Oh,
you before he
yes.
disappears.
Oh my goodness.
And
Amazing.
I'll play my flute.
Yes, we're gonna have a little jam sesh.
I can play the
Chill.
tambourine.
Yes.
Beautiful.
All right, so you guys all have your little party.
Hmm.
Okay, and now to boop boop.
Okay, my options are Arctic, coast, desert, forest, grassland, mountain, swamp, or the Underdark. Desert is probably the closest we've to what we've
Yeah.
been, right? Okay, I'll
I'd
take
say
desert.
I'd say it's desert. It's kind of like the Underdark, but over here, right? Like it's that weird, like, oh yes, it is. I don't think it's grassland. I think, let me just I'll look at what it says. So
Now, here's a question. I know, so there are Tasha's introduced new things that everyone was like, the Rangers are way better with Tasha's.
they're
I
pretty
don't
good.
know if I don't know if I fully agree with that because I do like the other stuff that exists. However, I did decide to stick with favored enemy instead of going to favored foe. Now, with Natural Explorer,
Yeah.
I do like it for flavor. Deft Explorer, which is its replacement, is statistically better.
Okay.
Are we going to be doing survival stuff?
That is a good question, actually, because I'd hate to lead you down to do an entire class choice based on. Give me just a sec. What I will do is let me
Okay.
pull up the PDF, and what I will do is I can't tell you in the short term.
Would you like me to tell you what comes up in Natural Explorer for it, and you can tell me if you think it seems helpful?
Yeah.
Okay, so when traveling in my favored terrain, so in my case it would be swamp or desert now. Difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel. Your group can't become lost except by magical means. Even when you are engaged in another activity while traveling, such as foraging, navigating, or tracking, you remain alert to danger. If you are traveling alone, you can move stealthily at a normal pace. When you forage, you find twice as much food as you normally would. While tracking other creatures, you also learn their exact numbers, their sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area. Does that
Okay.
seem like it might come in handy?
I mean, it may.
Okay.
But that's only in your
The
favorite
other-
terrain, right?
Yes. The replacement to that is I get the canny benefit, which means I choose a skill proficiency and I get expertise in it.
I think that might be better for you. I just did a
Okay.
check in this book, so minor spoiler. In the next 3 chapters, the word survival occurs basically till the end of game, including this chapter. It occurs, I believe, 4 or 5 times the word at all. So for survival checks that are written into the module, it
Fair.
basically doesn't exist.
Okay, cool. That sounds good. Because then at 5th level, it means at 6th level, instead of taking an additional favorite terrain, I then get roving, which means my walking speed increases by 5, and I gain a climbing speed and a swimming speed equal
Yes.
to my walking speed.
Yes. Yes.
Sounds good. We'll go with that.
Everybody else is going to want to get a swimming speed by the end of this. That is, I mean, like the Netherdeep is partially ocean, right? So
Yeah.
Is that something we can do for a feat? Or we figure out how to cast water breathing, which I'm sure gives you.
I'm sure there's a feat that does it, like water touched. Just make out with Io enough times, it'll rub off on you.
Ew.
Ayo.
Swim speed feats. Fine with
Okay.
me.
But that'll be something that you train up to. All right.
Yeah.
So anybody have any other questions about this?
I think I'm good. I get a
Cleric
lot of
is-
cool stuff.
Yeah, cleric is basically like, here you go. This is the thing. You get no choices, but you have to choose at the beginning of each day. Okay.
Hmm.
You
See,
basically choose your path and then you're set down it, which is fine by me.
It's fine.
This was a easy level up for me too.
Fine.
Was it? What do you get? What did you get, Chris?
I get some more infusions to choose from, and I can infuse once more, but I need to do a long rest to do that, and some hit points.
Nice. That's pretty easy.
And tool expertise. So if I'm
Nice.
proficient in tool, I have expertise.
You're
in
better at handling your tool. Nice.
my thieves' tools.
And
I just got one of the symphony things I took is ridiculous. I love it.
okay, so when you play a terrifying dirge to accompany a death blow. When an ally strikes a creature within 60 feet and dropping it to 0 hit points, you can use your reaction to roll a bardic inspiration die. Select a number of creatures within 15 feet of the triggering ally equal to half the number rolled. Wow, that's a sentence. The
Yeah, it's a
target
hard
must
sentence.
make wisdom saves against your spell save DC or become frightened of the ally. It just like the Apocalyptica in the Hall of the Mountain King just starts playing.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that was amazing seeing them live do
Oh, I
that.
bet. And if they succeed,
Do
they're immune.
monstrosities have a language?
It's pretty diverse. If they do,
Okay.
a lot of times they are like, well, I mean, monstrosities also cover things like sphinxes. Gloomstalkers have no language. but they understand common. Well, that's nice of them. So monstrosities tend not to. I think you asked at the beginning of the game what monsters were the most common in this. I think.
Well, it recommends taking what you've been fighting, and it sounds like we've mostly been fighting monstrosities.
I would say
Well,
fiends are going to be a
fiends?
big one for you.
I was gonna say, because the other thing is Zarya specializes in monstrosities, so I don't want to chomp your flavor.
Oh, this is just a flavor thing.
Okay, you don't have any actual like.
No. I
Okay.
mean, she actually, I was misspeaking. The Claret Orders is a fiends kind of thing. And
Oh, okay, well then
demons
fiends would
and-
make sense then. Maybe she's been talking to Zarya about fiends and
Mhm.
stuff, so that she's been learning about it. If that, I like to have. I don't like gaining things that don't make story sense. So if there's a reason she's been learning about fiends, then cool.
There.
and demons and
I'll take
such.
fiends then.
All right,
Which
sounds
are
good.
fiends,
So we're
yes.
just about done with that level up. What we're going to do right now
Yeah,
is
we're good.
let's go on a quick break, and then we'll come back and do a quick chat, and then continue the game. So folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Call of the Netherdeep here on Dork Tales. This is the part of the program where we're going to talk to the chat. We're going to do it for real quick, about 5 minutes. Shameless shilling time. Quick reminder that if you need coffee, go to Bones Coffee and use affiliate code DorkTales to save 10% and to throw money at us. I don't have my coffee cup anymore. It's in the... Did you make a nice coffee for yourself?
Yeah, it's Jack-o'-lantern again, because that's still the only one that I have.
I'm gonna drop them off
Left.
earlier
I
this
got one.
week. Actually, if you're really
Yeah.
bored and you need coffee badly, I can just drive out to your place tonight after game.
Oh. I don't need coffee. I still have some left. I do still have some left. So, it's all good. Or you can if you want to. I'm still sick, though, so...
I'm not gonna like hang out.
No, that's fair.
And
That's
something
me.
visual is the schedule for that also on the Discord. So the schedule for Onyx PathCon, I think that's what you're talking about, Amberthist. So OPPCon is this weekend. I think, yeah, everybody join the damn Discord and everybody post a lot. And if you're asking me questions in the Discord at me, don't expect that I'm just going to check the feed. I am usually too busy to be in Discord 24/7, but I usually respond to ats. So, and then I go in and gush at people. So if you go to, where is OPPCon's schedule? But yeah, so OPPCon's going to be this weekend. What else? Oh, if you need dice, go to Adventure Dice. Or, I gotta say, tonight, I've been using our Norse Foundry dice. Now, we're just friends of Norse Foundry. We don't get, like, a commission or anything from them. But they made us these dice with, like, the Dorktails on the 20s. I've rolled 5 Dorktail nat 20s on this dice tonight. This dice never loves me this much.
You need to save them for Strixhaven.
I don't need to. My I want to talk about my character so much.
You can't yet.
I know, I can't
talk
yet.
about them.
So that's what I was going to say during the opening, though, is that, folks, guess what? It is coming up on the beginning of Krista's Strixhaven game, which you can watch live through a private Patreon link that is going to be going up. We're broadcasting at 7 p.m. Our session 0 is 7 p.m. on the 26th. So if you want to be part of Strixhaven's early admission program, sorry, I'm so cheesy. I love it so much.
It's
That was
so
beautiful. That was beautiful. I enjoyed that one.
No, did you like the trailer?
I haven't looked at it yet.
Oh, really?
good. Oh, go watch the
well,
trailer.
I've
It's
been
so
pretty
good.
I've been pretty ill lately as well. I'm just starting to get over it, so I've been kind of sleeping a lot.
You're
when I
really
can.
ill, Chris. The kids say you're wicked. Uh,
Oh.
you don't know.
I was very happy that a lot of people are like, oh, it's going to be like Harry Potter, but like, no, it's not like that because it's university. So no, it's nothing like that. And
Also,
besides, we don't want to associate ourselves with that.
I mean,
but
like
what
it's
it is, more importantly, it is Shiz University from the Wicked series. Thank you very much.
Nice.
wait, with the same
That's
amount of
beautiful.
anthropomorphic racism? Are we gonna-
Less of the anthropomorphic racism, but the same amount of anthropomorphic.
Are we gonna be popular? Are we gonna be
man.
popular?
I'm gonna teach you how to be popular.
You know what? A bunch of you haven't seen the trailer, so you know what I'm gonna do right now? I am going to play it over everything right now. So give me just one sec. Think that I can just go.
Where will your magic take you? Join the greatest minds in the multiverse at Strixhaven University.
Yeah, you killed me.
For
with
more
that,
than 700
Yeah.
years, our faculty has nurtured
I
and
thought you'd like
guided
it.
the next generation and given them an education like none other.
So-
Now, it's your turn. Join one of our illustrious colleges, each named after the legendary dragon that founded them. Enjoy our state-of-the-art campus, sports, extracurricular activities, and build bonds that will last a lifetime. Maybe several. Strixhaven is for everyone. From humble magicians and courtly bards to mighty witches and the archmages of tomorrow, there's room for everyone. So what are you waiting for? Apply today. Strixhaven University. The magic is waiting. For you.
Archmages of Tomorrow.
I love it so much. I love it so much.
I love the clip of extracurricular
Oh my God.
activities.
Yeah, that's
This
Two
is
naked people.
amazing.
that's my
I
face was
can't believe that.
Yeah. Oh,
It's so good. Krista, your delivery on the line read was great. I'm working on one of those for another campaign that's starting in August, actually, and it's going to be great because I get to use my voice. I get to use my very special. Oh God, what's the actor's name? My the guy that voices Winnie the Pooh.
oh, and Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, I get to use that voice because
Amazing.
because you know what character's there, right? Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the eyes!
Forgot about that.
Rise!
You know what's funny? I quoted that for probably a decade before I knew what it was.
Eh.
'Cause all of my friends would quote it because like I didn't come to nerddom until like almost like my late teens, and so I had no idea what it was.
You
But
didn't
my
come to
boyfriend would-
mainstream nerddom. We know you were born this way.
Well, yes, this is true. No, I was a jock in high school.
You can be both,
I
especially
can do
these
both.
days.
I
Yes,
discovered
so
being a
true.
nerd in like middle school, high school
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, but everyone I knew would always say, "Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the eyes!" And I was like, "What are we doing?"
Go for the eyes, obviously.
Whose eyes? Why? Who's Boo?
Yo, Boo. No, we're all Boo.
So okay, for I actually don't know the setting. So it's from like what, a book, video game?
It's
D&D
from the
set?
Baldur's Gate games.
Oh, Boo and Minsk.
Oh.
Boo and Minsk.
Classic. Like, what was
Remember
it,
when we
the-
were playing that card game? The D&D card game that Amy got me?
There be
Oh,
evil
yes,
around every
yes.
corner. Be careful not to step in any. Or what was it? There are safety in numbers, and I am 2 or 3 at least.
Yeah. There are safety in numbers, and I am 2 or 3 at least.
I do like the evil around every corner, and be careful not to step in any.
My favorite thing though is that in the character Minsk is he has like brain damage or something, and in it you have a limited inventory slot for every companion, and his has Boo the hamster in it, and if you ever try to remove Boo, he is not movable, but when you click on him you hear squeak, and you can
then
just
you
do
get
it
a little
constantly.
text dialogue that says that he runs around on Minsk's body and hides himself in places that you're not willing to go to remove him.
Oh my goodness. I love this so much.
Yeah, and like Kelly said, it takes up one of those important inventory slots, like because it is limited.
Yeah, with the
and,
most important
it's
item,
like,
Boo.
Yep. And
course.
it's
He
you
is the most
cannot
important.
remove the giant or the miniature giant space hamster
Yeah.
from it, which I think is a thing from
Yeah, the giant space hamsters are there. They've made a mini of the giant space hamster.
A mini of the giant space hamster. Boy, that's an
It's a
oxymoron
thing.
right there.
It is a thing.
Nice. Folks, we're going to be hopping back into game in just a minute. I don't want to tax Caitlin too much. So
honestly, I'm good. I'll perk up, especially with
Yeah?
my Bones coffee.
And I'm rolling well with my adventure dice.
We're good. We're good. We're really good.
Oh
Oh
boy.
my god.
So just to give everybody a sense of things during the chat portion, just so you're all aware of what's going on with the channel, the following things are happening. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a quick schedule overview. I'll outline it better on the actual schedule. But going forward into August, Strixhaven is advanced show for patrons. It'll be released several months later for everybody else on a specific night. It'll just be a rebroadcast, and we'll be in the chat chatting. So you can come and talk to us and watch the game. It'll be basically the same as this, with just no talk to the chat, but we'll be able to actually talk to you. I'll be able to type back. So it'll be pretty similar if you're not on the Patreon. Or you can join the Patreon and see it early and talk to the chat then. The Dork podcast is probably going to be dropping in September now, just because this summer's is really hard for us to get in the same place, and I want to make sure we have a good.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's everybody's really busy. I just want to make sure we have a good backlog of
schedule
episodes, so that
longer.
that's going to be released first on Patreon on a weekly basis, and then it's going to be released to the rest of the world sometime after that, probably like I don't know, a couple months later. It is no secret that Spelljammer is dropping sometime in August. Unfortunately, Spelljammer drops the week of Extra Life, our August Extra Life event. So we would normally be running that Sunday, but we're going to have to be a week behind because of Extra Life, unfortunately. Or I'll run during Extra Life, our first session, or session 0, which I might do.
I support that.
Just for fun.
Honestly, yeah.
So
I think it's a good idea.
Shards of Nirn is running bi-weekly. It should be tomorrow. There is a chance it may not. I live in a place where it's very, very hard right now because of certain things to get a doctor's appointment. And I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. So depending on whether or not I have to have a lot of blood taken or something for something, I might be really tired. So if that happens, I do have something fun that will fill the spot. I think it'll probably be fine. So I just have something tomorrow I have to take care of that might exhaust me. But Shards is going to be run bi-weekly. Vampires once a month, and then the off week that creates, because that only is like 3 weeks out of the 4 weeks in a usual month. That off Wednesday is going to be used to record things for Patreon, so that the Patreon people get an extra game per month that is advanced, and that's so I have a bank of sick games. So like if somebody gets sick, if there's like a wedding or something and we can't run 1 week, I can just broadcast a game in the evening, which is things like, I know a lot of you don't like the VODs or the pre-recorded stuff as much as the live games. However, Oops All Plague Doctors would not have worked as a live game. We would have been laughing too hard with the chat there.
That was so much fun. Oh wait, I was hidden.
Yeah, you saw it. You saw it. It was a lot of fun.
I saw it. It was a lot of fun.
So Call of the Netherdeep is going to run till it runs. Witchlight, I did a deep dive into the book today. I think we have, depending on how the Witchlight cast does it, if the Witchlight cast wanted to, they could speed run the final area that they're in, the final chapter, in 1 session. Like if you knew exactly what to do and where to go, and you basically like solved a riddle, you can jump to the end in 1 session. I think it's going to take you 4 sessions though,
It's too
because
bad I'm shitty at riddles for toddlers.
Same.
Right?
Sorry.
It's all up to Christine.
Oh God.
Oh God.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's good. That's fine.
Phone a friend. Do you know how hard though? And I really got to say this because I didn't do it. I didn't do it for Witchlight. But Robin, do you know how hard it is to have the League of Malevolence there and not add an additional character to it? And for you guys to go in and be like, hey, who's this guy in the black armor with this like weird obsidian crown? Destroy the past. Have it be like
Oh
fucking
my
Harwar?
I would die. I would.
It would be so good.
I
but
would. Sassy would switch alliances, and if that is not Sassy's thing, Robin would just switch alliances for Sassy.
The thing is that like Harwar would roll half the party. He's like a level 12 warlock hexblade with like he's too beefy. It would just be like too much just Did I tell you guys that someone bought like 5 needs more Harwar mugs from our Redbubble? Because like the needs more Harwar shirt is like
as they should.
5 of them.
Well, it turns out that Harwar is an old Welsh or Celtic name, right? And I think that some guy, I think it was like someone on the East Coast, because I don't see where it goes, just kind of like, I think I see by state, like what state buys it. I think somewhere in like Pennsylvania bought like 4 Harwar mug, or 5. So I'm thinking it was somebody's office or someone's family or something, bought a bunch of mugs. They just like went on TeePublic and searched Harwar.
That's
amazing.
beautiful.
Slouching Beast, you introduced Harwar. He better have been Adam Driver, or else you're out of here.
Oh my god, that makes so much sense.
Have you played around with the Frost Maiden, Chris?
I have. Harwar was not as big of a deal as he was in your
Because
game.
he was so funny. It's the moment I decided to play him as Adam Driver. The cast wouldn't let him go, and I couldn't let him go because Adam Driver
Like,
is
there it
amazing.
is.
Well, I missed
There it is.
that part of yours, Rhyme of the Frost Maiden, and like I caught a couple of things with like him talking and people talking about him, and like as soon as you just said that there, it just clicked in my mind. It's like, yes, that is who I have been imagining.
They
Yes, the second he said it's Adam Driver, we're like, we love, we baby, yes, come here, we adopt you, NPC.
So,
You're ours
Slouching
now.
Beast.
That
You're
SNL
ours.
skit with like undercover boss with Kylo Ren.
Yeah, undercover boss with Harwar Mulfoon.
Yeah, I know that, right?
I mean, you kind of.
Here I
You
am
did
inside
that.
of Sunblight.
The end of it was great. War at the end was fucking amazing.
He was still evil. I am
I don't
really,
care.
I am really, really excited, Slouching Beast. So, Slouching Beast, you're using my Harwar. I want to know how far you take it. Please, please tell me that you can trick your party into taking him into Sunblight. Because
tell us and tag us in the Discord because I want to read that too.
I
want to be
wanna-
involved in that, please.
Yeah,
Um,
I would like to say Vistra was hella sus of taking War from the beginning, and she was right.
She was right, but he also like saved your ass. It's like
Oh,
that
I
episode of
know.
The Simpsons of like, yeah, well, we saved your ass in World War II. Yes, well, we saved your ass in World War III. Yeah, you got me there. Like, it's
Yeah.
so good. Oh. All right, folks, we're gonna head back in about 2 minutes. You bought Harwar. Yeah. I love Harwar. That's true. Folks, oh yeah, so what else is happening with the channel? So Netherdeep's gonna run till it runs, Witchlight's gonna end. And then Mondays are gonna be what our Strixhaven night is gonna be. It's gonna be like a bi-weekly thing once we get going. Spelljammer is going to be weekly at first, and then is gonna settle into a bi-weekly. Because I kind of just want to hit the ground running with that, get some people hooked on it, and then be sensible with life. But also during the summer, we are running a special series of like 3 or 4 games where it's going to be like little indie days. So on Sundays, we're going to run these like indie games, which are going to be things like the Firebrands engines. There's one where you all get to play dragons. And it's going to be me and Chris and Bunny Hearted.
That's what I wanted to do for that one.
You
That
wanted
was
to play
the
a
one for
dragon?
sure I wanted
And-
to be in on that one, was the
Please.
Dragons one.
Please,
I found
that is
another
like
world building game.
that's why I want to try Beast. Like I want to be a
just want to be a
frickin'
dragon.
in
Oh,
a
this
game.
is
One
this is
time.
this is easier. This is just shorter. Oops,
Yeah,
all
no, that's
dragons.
great. Dragons. Let's do this.
Oops, all dragons. And then what else are we doing? So like I take Fridays and Saturdays off. Or I forget. Oh, Mage is gonna run. So Mage is going to be running 3 out of 4 weeks of the month usually because Jen has SCA stuff that we're taking off. And then I think that's it. That's a lot of games.
I was
run
gonna
a-
say that's it. What do you
That's
mean?
it,
Sunday,
yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off, Saturday.
but people still
Some
want
of those are
technocracy.
bi-weekly.
I've had a lot of people this week. Actually, this week alone, I've had like 4 people reach out to me and be like, "Hey, if I wanted to run something," and I'm just like, "We'll talk." I don't know when it even would run, right? So
We need
it-
like a Dork Tales sub channel that's just like, hey,
I think that
come do stuff.
one of the big things, I don't want to end up being like, I want to be involved in everything, and I want to produce the games, and like I want to make sure that like everything's good. I also don't want to just be like a content landlord channel, you know, because like a lot of channels do that. They like, and no shame to any channel that does it, but they just kind of like are an umbrella, so that there's like just a bunch of different games with like no set vibe.
So you're the producer.
Yeah, I
and,
want to
you
be
know,
a producer.
You kind of like look over like things that other people want to run
Yeah.
and let them direct it, but you're the producer at the very least.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm the J.J. Abrams of Strixhaven. Like, right? Like,
So many lens flares.
so many lens
So
flares.
No,
Speaking of that, I
no.
really want to run a sci-fi game.
I want to be in a Star Trek game or a Star
What?
Wars
What are you
game.
doing? What are you doing, Kaylin? What is that?
I'm showing Amber. Sorry, you're not part of the conversation. No,
Okay, sorry,
I can
sorry.
type. I can't type with my gloves, but I can type really slowly with my Halls package. So now I'm just trying random shit on my desk. Anyway, continue on. Don't mind me here.
So I want to
That's where
run.
my mind's at.
I want to run a couple of things though. Like, I have a couple of games that I would like to run for fun, and
Hey, the reason we're running Strixhaven on Patreon is because people asked for it.
That's
If it's
true.
a game that is being asked for, maybe it'll be another Patreon exclusive.
You know what? I would do that. So, folks, if you get us to, let's say, 100 patrons on patreon.com/dorktales, I will run probably once a month, just for my sanity at first. I will run another game of collective choice. I'll put out a poll of the games I'm interested in running. I'll take suggestions. I'll be honest though, if you suggest something that I'm not interested in, it's not gonna run as well. There are just some game engines I'm not interested in. I never want to run Shadowrun, for example. It's a fine game. I'm not interested in it. And it's like I need that passion. Like same with Werewolf the Apocalypse. It's a fun game. I've ran it as a LARP. It's actually quite a lot of fun as a LARP. As a tabletop game, it's just a little too much combat for me. But something like the Doctor Who role-playing game, something like the Star Trek role-playing game, I'd run another sequence of that now that I actually know how to run the damn game.
As long as Krista does the costumes again.
Yeah. Star Wars. I'd run Star Wars again.
Which version?
I would run the Fantasy Flight version because that system is dope.
Is that the one that
yeah, it's the one we played.
Oh, I have an idea.
See, Kelly's told me all about that version, and I want to play it so bad.
I've got an idea that yeah.
Should
we'll
we
talk
play this game first?
We should. It's 9:01.
We
so
should
let's-
back for this game.
yeah, get us up, join the Patreon, and stay on the Patreon.
Only 20 more patrons.
Quick question, Kelly. Before we get back into it, if somebody really wanted you to run a game, a particular game, could that possibly be an Extra Life donation amount? Like a one-shot of a game.
A one-shot of a game? Yeah, I think that I could do an Extra Life donation. Because prepping a game and doing like the graphics for it and like the music scoring and all of that does take a lot of time. If it was more than a one-shot, I would want, because it would basically be like you'd be paying to like make it, to pay my hours that I need to do, right?
Yeah.
But if it's a one-shot and you don't mind it being like a tiny bit slapdash in like the graphics department, because I'm taking over a bunch of the graphic stuff for a little while, so Mike can have his summer off for a change, because he did a ton of work to get us set up for everything until September.
So much.
He does too much
all the time.
Like honestly, too much.
Incredible.
So he's been like, hey, I am going to take a little bit of time to just enjoy my summer, and I'm like, oh my god, please do. You know. I think I could do that, and then we're gonna run a bunch of games. The last thing I want to say is that Extra Life is coming up in August, folks. So that is where we are going to try to raise money for sick kids. Last year we raised like $23,000 US.
Yeah,
I think it was
like 20 grand Canadian.
That's all for like sick kids.
Yeah.
So
we pocket
and
$0.
That's amazing that that this group of people, and
The only
that
thing-
includes all of the viewers, were able to do that. Like, it's fantastic. Like,
But
it makes a huge difference.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say that if you are on patreon.com/dorktales, I'm going to put up a poll for what games you want me to run during Extra Life.
There's an idea.
So anybody, even the $1 people, like even
Yeah.
the base things, like unlike like the content wall,
That's me.
you can vote and tell me. Thank you so much, by the way. Quick thing, if you're in a game or if your friends have a Patreon, support
Hi,
them
Raid.
because it really does help. But yeah, like join that. Well, I'm gonna make a note about that so I don't forget. And then hey, Raid, we're gonna hop back into game in just a second. Patreon, Extra Life, Poll. All right, Eolus, sleep well.
Also, Kelly, why don't you show us the PHB? I haven't seen it in a while.
But no, I like being blurry. This is how I feel today. There we go. For some reason, I don't know why it's the only thing that focuses the damn camera.
I think it's the black
essential.
letter.
Okay, so that's right. So we raised $18,230.40 US last year, which I believe is 23,000 Canadian last year.
Yes, I'm yeah.
So we were just shy of 25. I think this year we are going for, I think it's set at 17735. Because here's a joke. This is going to be our 5th year doing it. 4th year,
I believe
5th?
so.
Which is great. But if we do enough, I'm gonna make some big promises to y'all on that. Because if you guys want me to, like, I'll even run another D&D module down the road. I'll run like Dragon Heist again. I'll run.
You know, it would
Yeah.
be interesting to see some of the ones that you've already done with your revisions with a different cast of characters.
Oh, Curse of Strahd?
And
Yeah,
players.
we're gonna fucking speed run Curse of Strahd. 5 sessions.
No, but like choosing like different people who hadn't played through it, like with all of your revisions, having done it before and being like, this is how I would do it, like knowing full well. I think that would be interesting.
It is pretty interesting. I will say that having ran pre-gen modules for conventions before and doing multiples, it's more interesting the second or third time. You think it would get boring, but you get to learn the module much better, and you always get curveballed, even when you think you know it really well. And everybody always plays it differently, and it's really interesting to see like what groups will do one thing the exact same as the last group. So Strahd must die tonight. That sounds pretty good. What a horrible night for a curse. Blah. All right, so folks, it is time.
Strahd needs determination.
Strahd has determination. Blah. Chris, were you in the game where I dressed as Strahd the entire time and narrated as Strahd?
Nope. I was just in the
Was that?
I was Dr. Acula.
You were
with
Dr. Acula.
The half vampire with one fang.
I
That's
think that's
fair.
Hotel Barovia.
That was Hotel Barovia, which was the
I
best
missed out.
Extra
Very
Life
good.
game. It was so good.
I missed out.
That was incredible.
Were you in that, Krista? You were. You just watched it.
No, I was watching. Yeah, it was.
Oh,
so
no, we went out and
funny.
got burgers afterwards. I remember. We went out to McDonald's at like 2 in the morning, and I was dressed as Strahd still.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god, yes. Pixar, it didn't happen.
All right.
Okay, game.
All right. And buenos dias, Amsand.
Like ampersand?
Ampersand? Oh, yeah, that's totally the way it is. So, buenos noches. Está muy bien. And muchas gracias for the raid, because they do Spanish programming. And I'm just going to say thank you. For
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Thank you so much, because I took Spanish in high school because I'm American. Boom. And I took French in high school because I'm a pretentious American.
You knew you were coming to Canada eventually.
I really didn't.
In your heart of hearts, you knew.
Yeah, I took Japanese
Not
too.
up here. But
I knew
in
I was
here.
going to Japan, so, konbanwa.
Well, you came to the West Coast. It's very helpful.
It's very helpful. And I went, it's good. I have the unfortunate thing of having a really good Japanese accent and really bad Japanese
Thank
language.
you, Iron
skills.
Warrior, for recognizing my attempts.
All right. Krista,
So how
you
about
can...
that?
I'm glad
about
you're
the
doing it,
Netherdeep?
Krista, because I usually have
usually
to try and
Robin.
wrangle him, so I'm letting you do it for
I-
Netherdeep.
I
have
just-
to
I'm
wrangle on
sorry.
other
I
games.
did keep distracting him. And
A little bit.
You're just
Yeah,
so
it's very
distracting,
easy.
Chris. You're so distracting. All right, so
I get you off topic.
it's true. All right, folks, love you very much. Time to head back into game. Ready? Let's just plug our ears in. There we go. And I have 2 Hurt Them Mores, if anybody wants to buy me more of those. And
Please
head back.
do.
All right. I just want to talk about what I had as a snack during the break, and I know we got to get back to game. But
Well, now I'm curious. I'm sorry. I'm gonna no, I'm gonna do
jalapeno
something
edamame
again.
hummus.
Oh, that sounds good.
It was
Okay,
really super solid. You
later.
can buy it. It's local. You can get it.
What's the brand?
Later.
It's the hummus brand. It's the one that's everywhere. I think it's like
Talk to me.
Sabra or something like that. Anyway, I'll show you after game.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'll bring you a little tonight if you want.
It's Gloomstalker brand.
Gloomstalker
Oh, yeah.
brand. Ooh, it's
Ooh.
spicy.
It's the
Spicy.
Aurora Watches.
Do not want.
staple.
Do not want.
All
We're
right.
so bad at this, guys.
Yeah, I'm so bad.
All right, ready to
So
head back
I'm
into
feeling
game?
called by the Netherdeep.
3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome back to Call of the Netherdeep here on Dork Tales. You take some time to recuperate. Nope, that's a fight song. Sorry. Derp, 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 derp. Welcome back to Call of the Netherdeep here on Dork Tales. You take some time to recuperate. Outside of Betrayer's Rise. After a while, your strength returns to you. Do you prepare to go inside?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Before
Let's
we
get ready.
do, I'm just gonna grab Valis and just kind of pull him down a little bit and say, "I'm really glad you're able to be yourself now."
Well, I didn't think that any of the Aurora Watch was looking for me. Or looking at me, at least.
But before
I
we go in,
appreciate it.
guys, before we all get venture in there,
He'll ruffle your hair.
lend me your ears. For, you see, we slay these beasts here. They trembled before us. We were so mighty and so strong, and we are going to go into that temple thing, and we're going to kick right ass and save people, and save the friends, and save the world. And Keiko's just gonna go on and say save like a lot for a minute, and we'll cast motivational speech. A new
Yeah!
skill we
Yeah!
just learned. So
Zarya's gonna boop people on the head, and I'll tell you what that does after you're done.
perfect. So motivational speech will give everyone or 5 creatures. So beep, 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 all of us.
Nice.
Are you giving it to Valas or Dax?
Give it to Valis.
Yeah, I was gonna give it to Valis.
I mean,
Um,
but it's Dax. You can give it to Dax instead of Dorlin.
no, you need it the most. So we're gonna get
You're not
5
wrong.
temp HP, and then we have advantage on wisdom saving throws. If an affected creature is hit by an attack, it has advantage on the next attack roll it makes. Once the creature loses your temp HP, that's when the spell ends. So it'll last an hour
Ooh.
or before you lose the temp HP.
And that's
Um,
advantage on saves?
Advantage on wisdom saving throws,
Saves.
and then if a creature hits you, your next attack has advantage.
Okay. I'm going to be dealing with a lot of monsters, so if when Valas attacks, please remind me. So
I will.
Advantage.
It's more like if he gets hit, I'll try to remind you that. Yeah. So
advantage
Kate
after
will
attack.
finish her speech, and you guys will feel bolstered.
Oh, so bolstered.
And now
And I believe
this only
Zarya
s-
was booping us on the head, and that does something as well.
One more
Well,
question
only if
before
the
you
ten-
do.
Yep.
Sorry, I just want to confirm
fine. It's all
that
good.
only lasts until the 5 temp HP is gone.
Yes.
Okay, got it. So basically the one hit you get the attack off and
Yeah.
advantage and then it's gone. 10-4.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead, Zarya.
Oh, that's quite okay. I was just going to ask if I did it temp HP as well, if it would stack.
Temp
but-
HP doesn't stack. It takes the higher of them.
Never mind then. Continue on. She'll just boop for fun.
Okay, I feel really,
Moral
really
support.
inspired.
Moral support.
I feel very inspired, especially all this talk about saving and saving people. And so, like, as soon as Keiko's finished speaking, Dorlin's going right in, like,
Ooh.
just rushing in. or in trying to get in as quickly as he can. Like, yeah, like we're gonna save these people.
I suppose
no.
we should follow him.
All right. So I guess we follow.
I guess we're
And
going
Sabina
in
is
now.
all of a sudden faster and can keep up with everybody because I got a 5-foot boost to my speed. Now I'm normal speed with everybody.
Pushing on the giant double doors. And with the Aurora Watch's help, you will, I guess, pulling on them because they're pushed. They're pull open. The doors are going
No. Keiko's gonna push first and then pull.
Okay.
She tries to Aragorn.
If
Yeah,
at first you
exactly.
don't succeed.
That's what I was
yeah.
thinking. That's what I was imagining
So,
in my head.
I'm going to tell you a couple things about this just so that you can be aware. Unless otherwise noted, all surfaces in the Betrayer's Rise is made of smooth, shiny black stone. The ceilings, unless I tell you otherwise, are 20 feet tall. There is no light source inside of Betrayer's Rise that you do not bring yourself. That is what you need to know about this place. Understood?
Yes. Do the floors do they count as like slippery? Do they feel?
They're not slippery. They're just shiny and smooth. They're enough that if you were wearing like socks, you could probably do like a Tom Cruise on them, but they're not like waxed. They are slippery in places where the blood of the Aurora Watch has been spilled, however, which is more places than you're probably comfortable with. And with that, the doors are going to open. In front of you, you stand on a blood-stained bridge that extends over a chasm of swirling silver mist. On the far side of the bridge is a closed double door of black stone inscribed with a circle containing the profile of a smiling woman. The symbol is gouged with deep marks, as if something with claws has tried but failed to scour it from the stone. Anyone who's looking at this can make me a religion check.
That'd be an 8.
Okay.
Oh, I could have rolled better. I think I get a 15. No, I do not, actually. That's
Okay.
only a 13.
13 is enough. You are going to recognize, anybody who gets a 10 or higher is going to recognize that this is the symbol of Evander the Changebringer. As well, as you step inside of the doors, Zarya, there's going to be a warmth that lights up the skin of your chest where you're holding the Jewel of Three Prayers. The double door on the other side begins to radiate a faint crimson light. The light slowly pulses as if beckoning you to touch it. The Jewel of Three Prayers grows warm to the touch and pulses in sync with the glowing door. Well, you're still like walking across the bridge right now, Chris. So as you are looking down, you can see that either side of this chasm drops basically into oblivion. And as you glance down it, you hear voices, hissing and whispering. Does anyone listen to them?
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
no. Because
Keiko's gonna
something's
try.
beckoning me to touch it. So he's gonna be pretty focused on that.
I'm probably listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
In the darkness, it whispers over and over the same words. do you approach?
Oh, she's going straight, like, down the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Totally
Dorlin's
fine.
making his way forward.
Okay. Walking up to the doors. Does everybody here have the ability to see in the dark?
Nope.
Oh,
Okay.
I have
I will
goggles.
Is anyone
do.
going?
I cast light.
Sounds good. Okay. And so cool. I have you emitting light, so everyone should be able to see.
Probably on the shield on my back. I was just like, what am I gonna cast it on? Yeah.
The jewel.
I mean,
you
put
could
it
cast it
on
on the.
my guitar as well.
I could guess
That's
I.
a
Oh,
jewel.
you know what? Maybe yeah. I guess I could cast it on the jewel. Maybe I'll do that.
All right. The jewel will glow with light.
Nice.
As you approach the door, Dorlin, you're going to touch it.
Yes, absolutely.
The doors are glowing with that subtle red light, and as you touch it, the doors are going to crack open and the voices in the chasm are going to grow silent. After one final recitation of what they were whispering to you. Together. Yes, we can break them together. Come to us. Let us catch you. Let us have you. Come to us. We won't let you fall. The voices will trail off as the doors in front of you will crack and open.
Did somebody hear something?
Mm-hmm.
It's just totally okay, right? Like, but voices just in a dark chasm that leads to nowhere. That's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Just
This
in
is
a
going to be
daze.
great.
Sabina is right
Oh.
up next to Dax, holding on to his harness.
All right. Dorlin, the doors are going to open in front of you. The walls of
Before
this...
you...
What else do you do?
If I was just saying, if Dolan's actually walking in, like, but it'd be before, like...
He won't be rushing, but he will be continually progressing forward.
Okay, before we all get in the door, Keiko is going to try and, like, mimic a little bit of the sound from the voice, and she's going to cast her aura of suspense. So for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to roll my bardic inspiration die. We get to add that to any saving throws against traps or environmental hazards, and then we cannot be surprised for the next 10 minutes.
Ooh, perfect.
I rolled an 8 on the d8, so we'll add 8 to any traps or environment
Sounds good.
saving throws for the next 10 minutes.
As you move forward, this hallway in front of you, the walls are covered with carvings that depict a great battle involving mortals, celestials, and fiends. A faint whispering noises, pardon me, a faint whistling noise emerges from the walls, sounding almost like snoring.
Do the walls have any reaction if I kind of like put my hand and kind of trace it along them as I'm walking down the hallway?
The inside is warm and wet. Kind of
Oh.
like someone warmed up the hollow of a sapping tree.
That's
Your hands are going to come away like stained with black ichor.
So, question. I'm not much of a writer of, like, words. I'm a writer of music. They say no room configuration is right. Did we want to, like, write down tips of which rooms are in order? So if we get lost, we can maybe try and find our way back?
If
Maybe.
they stay the same that they are, I can find us. I can find our way back. But if they don't stay the way that they are, we won't find our way back regardless.
Okay.
Anybody see what's on the
Okay.
walls?
I'm not
Anything-
touching
I'm-
this
You
wall.
touch it.
I think
Can I look at it?
absolutely.
make
Are
a
you looking at the
survival check?
mural or are you looking at the holes?
The goo
Sure.
and the holes, I guess. Yeah.
The snoring sound is coming from the walls. So a close examination, you don't need to make a roll at all. Looking closely, you're going to see that it looks like these walls have had 1-inch diameter holes drilled into them all over the place. This is someone with tryptophobia's worst nightmare. It looks like lotus pods all over the walls.
Dorland's gonna. You said he got that black, like, sticky substance on him. He's gonna try and put it into, like, an empty vial or something and, like,
Absolutely.
scrape it off and, like, save some for later to look at that and just. Oh, that's gross. I need to look at this later and keep going down.
What does the snoring sound like?
It sounds like snoring. It sounds like a high-pitched whistling snore.
I'm going to take a look at the mural while they're
Okay.
doing that.
The mural's along the western wall in the center of the room. The room is kind of shaped in like kind of a backwards S. So as you head inside, you can take a good look at it. Sabine, are you heading in?
Yes.
Okay,
What is it like? Oh, up here?
sounds good. I'm assuming Dax is heading in as well.
Oops.
Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to.
Oh, I see.
It's just slow.
Yeah.
It's slow response to me, so I'm trying to move him.
Up here?
Totally. So as you move into the center room, you're going to be able to see this, the walls of this hallway. So it's actually going to be like all along this curving hallway. And as you're looking at it, can I get an intelligence history check from everyone?
Yes.
Ha! Ha! I'll
Oh.
try.
I am good at that.
Whoa. No.
Oh!
That would be a history, a dirty 20.
Perfect.
Oof, I got a 7.
As
8.
you are wandering into the room, you will hear the sound of as the doors shut behind you of their own volition.
Oh, good.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
Oh, that's okay. We can always blow our way out.
Yeah, well, that seems to be well, a few of our party's specialties. What? Sorry, the joke was there.
Wait, what joke?
That half the party's very adept at blowing.
Keiko's gonna get the joke and laugh to herself.
You know, I'm
Dorland
proud of
doesn't,
you.
but-
I'm proud of you, Alice. I wouldn't
Sabina's
expect
gonna
that from
take a
you.
minute until she realizes what he said and go, oh, and walk
Dorland
further
right
into the
over
room.
Dorland's head, but well played.
Yeah, that's quite okay. That's
I
quite
wasn't
okay.
including you in that, Dorlan.
What?
No, he's quite bad at blowing things.
Valis, how would you? No, I don't want to know. What is on
You-
the walls? I don't.
Explosives?
I
can
don't
make-
want to know.
Come from a city that does fireworks every night.
All right,
of course
are-
I know how to use explosives.
Great.
Dorlan,
Can we
what
stop
is this?
fingering the gnomish glory holes and keep going?
Well, see, I was
What-
trying to figure out what this was, but it's kind of.
What is what?
Oh,
Whatever Sabina's
that's
pointing
the
at.
size that no. Oh, poor gnomes. Only the egg.
Motion.
Keiko's gonna start like. Keiko's gonna finger the holes.
Sounds great. So as you're going, who got a? What did you get on your history check, everybody?
0.
Dirty
Zero?
20.
Dirty 20, 7, and what'd you get, Sabina?
8.
I can count on 2
And
hands.
Valez actually succeeded. Good for him. So between you and Valez, Dorlan, looking at the wall, you're going to recognize that the wall carvings depict the Battle of Barbed Fields. The Battle of the Barbed Fields. This fight was the climactic battle, well, not the, but a climactic battle of the Calamity, in which the devotees of the prime deities broke through the garrison at Betrayer's Rise and reached the walls of Gordranas. Prominently depicted in one scene is a proud, melancholy warrior with curly hair who carries a spear and a shield. By his side are 2 figures. A white-haired girl, can't be more than 12 years old, maybe? Just before, basically a slightly prepubescent girl. And a young adult woman with hair that flows behind her, turning into a road upon which countless soldiers march. Anyone looking at this, make me a religion check.
15.
15. All right.
I wish I could like not roll for shit, but I also got a 7.
Got a 7 total. Okay.
Yeah.
Sabina.
Religion's intelligence, right? 10.
All right, you'll figure it out. The latter figures are common depictions of the god, the Moonweaver, and the Changebringer.
Is the Moonweaver the white-haired girl?
Yes, I believe so.
Is that Lixian?
Elixian.
Lixian.
I was gonna say that looks like Elixian, correct?
It looks like Elixian, yeah.
Okay.
With the Weaver and Changebringer, I think. And of
No,
course, Dorlin will like
Ooh.
reach his hand out and
I think you're right. Keiko, as you're fingering the holes in the wall, you are going to hit something hard, like a pebble. It starts to push back on your finger. And as you're looking at it, something small and white begins, well, yellowish white, begins to extrude from the hole. Attached to a bit of gum is a weirdly bent molar that pushes through. And all around you, that snoring has begun to go from high pitch to low, kind of. And the walls are going to start oozing. Holes are starting to fill with eyeballs, teeth, and rolling fat and flesh.
What the freak is this?
What is going on?
What is?
I'm gonna poke an eye, see if it's real.
The eye is going to burst into visceral fluid around your finger. The viscous fluid.
Oh,
Is this some kind of aberration? Can I roll a survival?
I don't know, but
or
I hate
something?
it, and
you
I
can.
am backing up
Yeah.
from wherever
Keiko's
that
gonna, like,
was.
Back up to the middle of the room, get out her guitar, and be like,
I'm gonna press the digitation this, get it off me. Like
Okay.
sanitize this.
Sounds good.
I think my survival is +6. It's only a 13.
So, looking into this room, what you are... so this is as you're moving down toward the larger chamber at the end. So that's in the hallway behind you. Would you get a 13?
Mm-hmm.
This looks like protoplasm that...
Oh wait, I get advantage on survival checks. If it's an aberration.
That's always a fun one.
Or a
Yes, you
fiend.
will.
Okay. That's a 19 plus 6 is 25.
These are gibbering mouthers that haven't formed yet.
What?
There are more of those things. The gibbering mouths. That we need to go. There's too
Oh
many
my
of them.
god.
okay, let's keep going. Let's get
Next
out of
room.
here.
Let's go.
All right, as you back out of the hallway and
Ugh.
into the large, on the
this
other
way?
side, you will find that there is a roughly pentagonal-shaped room, like a shield shape. The chamber is empty except for a skull-shaped vase on a small, semicircular table resting against the back wall of an alcove on the north wall. 6 narrower alcoves line the east and west walls. The northeast alcove seems to have once led to a hallway, but has since caved in.
Oh, good. Now we're trapped. What does... I want to investigate the vase, I guess?
Yeah. What's
Dolan,
the...
don't touch it before we have a look at it.
I was just gonna say Dorlin touches it. he,
Too
He'll-
slow this
stop.
time.
Why? Sorry, Keiko. Why am I not investigating this?
It's a room full of weird mouthers, and it could be a trap. It looks very much like a trap.
Well, we got to do
Let's
something.
go
Those things
on
are going
it.
to be forming up soon.
Well,
that-
sorry, have a look at it first, and then
Yes.
then decide if we want to touch it or not.
I want
All
to
right,
look.
think quick and good. Valis is going...
Best.
He'll
Val-
try
Wanna
and
investigate
it as
Okay.
well.
Can Keiko
So,
try and...
Can
Sorry.
so
do you
Keiko,
want advantage if we're doing it together,
moment.
Zarya? Or
Keiko, what'd you say? What are you going to do?
I was wondering if she could go start trying to look like if the rubble could be cleared at all.
Valis is going to go over there and help you, actually. It looks like it'll probably take about an hour to clear.
Oh, Lord.
Less for each person that helps, though. So we don't have much time. Let's start working quickly. Meanwhile, Zarya, you said you're looking around the room?
I want to investigate the vase, I guess.
On the back
Same.
wall of the alcove, you are going to see is scrawled with the following message in Abyssal. You'll be able to read it, and so will Sabina then. And I think you're the only ones that speak Abyssal, right?
Yep.
To me, touch your hand. To me, relinquish hope. To you, accept death. To you, invite hollowness.
Oh.
So this is the wall behind the skull vase.
She's going to read that out aloud to everybody.
Dorland's going
That's
to
what it
touch
says
the
here.
wall.
Okay.
Oh.
What?
Okay. You touch the wall, Dorlan, and you feel it writhe beneath your touch. Can you do me a favor?
Push.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Can you make me a wisdom check?
Oh my god.
You have advantage.
With advantage. Thank you, Keiko.
Is it a check or a save? Because if it's just a check,
It's a
not. It's
Oh,
not
doesn't
advantage.
count.
Oh, then that would be a 13.
13?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, 13 total?
Yep, 15 minus 2.
you wanna
Okay,
use your
you touch the
determination?
wall, and you...
Can I use my determination?
Yeah, you can use it on any roll, except for damage.
Yeah, let's use my determination and give that plus 3.
You writhe
I'm
again.
just saying.
It starts to writhe under your fingers, and as you touch it, can I get an insight roll off of everyone from who heard that message? Real quick.
Oh,
5.
okay. Dirty 20.
Oh, nat 20, which makes it a 27.
Okay.
Nice. Mine's, I think, 18.
Fantastic. So anybody who heard that, except for Valis and Dorlan, and Dax, understands the wall seems to want to devour their body, but that the
Cool.
wall seems to consume only someone who's accepted that they'll die and won't struggle against it. Dorlan, as you touch the wall, you feel a sense of darkness roll through your fingertips in an attempt to consume you. Are you at peace with death?
He feels like he has a lot he needs to make up for. And I would say not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So you do not wish to come to terms with your death. So the wall is going to kind of ooze around your hand, and nothing happens.
Okay.
So actually, because you did this out of sequence, I'm going to give you that determination back. Actually, never. Someone just bought it for you, so you're going to get
Sweet.
it back.
You're gonna hear Keiko shout, "Could we get a hand over here? We need to clear the rubble. This is the only way that seems to be getting out."
Yes, I don't think this will help here.
Do we think it
Faster.
means devour, like eat, like devour, or is it a way
Consume.
through?
No, I don't think
sorry,
it's a
what
way
was
through. I
the-
think it'll kill anyone that
No.
accepts it.
Sorry,
Kill anybody.
Kelly,
Yes.
you said that Dorlan. Did I get any kind of a feeling or sense of like what it was trying to do, or
It was
anything, or
trying
it
to
just-
devour you. It was trying to suck you in, but was unwilling to do so.
Oh, careful! The walls want to eat you.
Yes,
Yeah,
no
I can-
kidding. She's gonna grab his arm and drag him towards the rubble.
Dig.
Yeah. Dax will help as well.
Can I get an initiative roll off everyone as 3 gibbering mouthers surge into view? Okay.
Oh, frick! Keiko.
18.
I rolled another nat 20 on
Better.
initiative. That's great, Keiko.
Okay. All right. Oh, these things are slow. Okay. So I've got. Oh, and I've got Valez with a 2. Good job, buddy.
It's okay.
All
Dax
right.
is a 4.
Okay. I've got Keiko. Then I've got Dorlan. Then
So
I've
Dax or
got
Sunbeam, isn't it?
Zarya. Yeah. Dax goes on your initiative. What'd you get on
I
yours?
always forget. At 19.
Okay. Okay, one sec. The gibbering mouthers are going to press into view. The walls still trailing bits of protoplasm, organ tissue. Some of these mouthers are dragging lengths of small intestine behind them, like garlands. They emerge into view, moaning at you in strange languages that are just on the verge of being understandable. And we're in initiative right now. Keiko, you have initiative. What do you do?
Perfect. Keiko's gonna hold out her conducting wand, and she's going to start. Why don't I have a bit of staccato here? And she is going to cast Cloud of Daggers. So it is a 5-foot cube.
Okay.
On each 5 feet on each side. And she's going to kind of where's the she's gonna basically kind of put it in the center of all three of the gibbering mouthers.
They're about
and
5
then-
feet from each other, kind of coming up in like just a crisscross shape, kind of like a sideways V, kind of oozing around the corner.
So she's gonna put this cloud of spinning daggers, and any creature that enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts it there will take 44 slashing damage.
Okay, so where is
she's
that going to
going
be?
to-
Like right in front of them or right on them?
She's gonna put it right kind of in the middle of that V. She's gonna take that.
And that does not move, right?
It does not move, but she's just hoping to give it a kind of a good thing. It's a concentration spell, so it could be.
And it's a
but
5
she's
foot or a
basic-
20 foot?
It's a 5-foot cube.
Okay.
So she's gonna put that there, and it's just this cloud of like different daggers, that just kind of are spinning wildly and just hack them up.
All right.
And then as a bonus action, actually, I'll hold off on that. Yeah, that is her turn.
All right, sounds good. All right, so that square is going to appear between them all. So basically, if they move through that square, it's going to hit them, right?
I was hoping to place it that it's since it's touching them, it looks like a couple of them at least.
So is it, well, because if it's a 5-foot cube, then that means that it basically just takes up a 5-foot square, right? No?
Yes. Yes.
You'd be better off putting it right on the square of the front one, so that hopefully
Okay.
one of them walks through it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that's that's I was hoping yes. Okay. So I'll put it on on the first one that I see, and then basically if any of them move through it, and that one will start its turn, and
Okay.
they'll take damage. So yeah, she'll move it.
Sure,
on
that
top
sounds
of it.
good.
Sorry, I was
Okay.
trying to see if I could get them all in one shot, but
No, not with a
no,
5-foot
not
square,
with a 5-foot
unfortunately,
cube.
right?
Yeah.
If it was
Nope.
a 5-foot sphere, maybe, but squares would just go on the grid. Okay,
Okay,
so
that's fine.
that's what you're
Yeah,
going to
sorry,
do. Do you have anything
squares
else with
look
your
a little
action?
bit weird. Nope, that is it. She is going to hold off on Bardic Inspiration because she can do other fun stuff with it, so she'll hold off on that for now.
All right, sounds good. Sabina, you're up.
I'm gonna direct Dax to start digging with a bonus action.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna cast Entangle, which is a 20-foot square. And so I'm gonna basically block the whole way of the front guy is in there. And then 20 feet closer to us. So basically it will be difficult terrain, so it halves their movement. So from this like glassy black floor, vines will shoot up in this 20-foot square as Sabina reaches out and lifts her hands up. And the very front one should get caught up in it initially. So it will make a strength saving throw or be restrained.
Sounds good. Just moving a couple things. Boom. All right, so make a strength save or be restrained. Just checking one thing. Okay, that is not restrained. Cool. Strength, nat 20. This
Jeez Louise,
Dorktail
stop
dice
rolling those
is a...
dice.
Silvery barbs! Silvery barbs!
Okay, that is now a 2.
Perfect. So
You
it's
took it down
restrained.
by a multiple of 10. Good job.
Yeah, and I will grant advantage to
someone who
Dorlin.
does distance damage.
Yeah. Or yeah, I'll give it to Dorlin.
Okay, Dorlin, you'll have advantage on your first action of the turn. Okay, so that means that he is restrained.
Yes, and he needs to use his action on his turn to.
Okay.
How long does that advantage last? Does it disappear at the end of my turn if I don't use it?
1 sec while I recheck that.
Yep, new spells are fun. Okay, Sabina, so that's what you're doing with your turn. The vines are going to rise out of the floor, pinning these creatures, or at least the first one, in, creating that zone of rough terrain.
I remembered this one. It's a minute. I was just double checking. I'm pretty sure it was a minute you have to use it.
Also, don't
But
forget
edit.
that some of you have a mote of possibility. Don't forget.
Right.
And it only lasts for 1 day, so 24 hours, which means you only have about another 13 hours to use it.
And it's
You guys
inspiration,
got-
right?
No, it is after the fact inspiration.
Ooh, right. Yes.
So-
You
Who has
guys
that
got
again?
that. Keiko doesn't have it, right?
Everyone but Keiko
Yeah, because you guys got the thing, right? Yeah.
in the
Gotcha.
thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep, yep, yep.
Fantastic. Cool.
All right, so that's going to be your turn. Dorlin, you're up. What do? These mouthers are directly in front of you. Kind of one of them wanders into the zone of these barbs and is going to start to get hung up. Bits of its flesh are going to get entangled, like it's honestly, it's getting hung up like a fleshy plastic bag blowing against a blackberry patch.
Dorlin is going to he's gonna like see this threat and immediately just charge forward and then just stop himself after moving past his allies right before entering the vines that just came out of the obsidian, and he's gonna just look back and be like, clear the path, I'll try and hold them off, and take the dodge action right before entering into the vines.
Okay, so you are, if you go through, does that risk snagging him? I know it counts as rough terrain for him.
No, it just counts as difficult terrain. And it only catches the people
That you
on
wanted
the
to.
casting of it.
Perfect.
It's only on the first casting, so even
Okay.
the other ones that try to go in, it's just difficult terrain for them.
Fantastic. Okay, so pushing through,
Hoping
what do you
they're
do?
slow.
Oh, I'm not going to go. Oh, I guess I could go a little bit forward in that case. No, he still isn't sure what this is, so he's going to stop just outside of it and dodge and try and tell everyone to like look back behind him and just say, clear the path, I'll try and hold them off.
He can be taught.
And
Okay.
he'll dodge
Sounds good to me.
for now.
Okay. Then it is Zarya's turn. Zarya, what do you do?
All right. So if it looks like perhaps they'll be slowed, she will go ahead and start helping to clear out the path again.
Okay. All right. Clearing the path. All right. Gibbering Mouther 1 is going to try to escape. What is my DC to get out of this thing? Sabina.
14.
And it will take 13 slashing damage from the cloud of daggers.
Okay,
Zarya's turn.
13 slashing damage.
Mhm.
Okay, it is going to break free of the barbs after taking that 13 damage.
Okay, and it's still difficult terrain.
Cool. Well, it just spent its action doing that, so it's just going to kind of ooze forward. It has a speed. Okay. It is going to move 5 feet forward. Slowly oozing. Part of it is going to get caught and rip behind it. Anybody who's seen Fight Club, the bag of fat and the barbed wire fence comes to mind.
Oh,
Is it
Okay.
peels itself through and comes at you. The gibbering mouthers behind it, the second one, moves across the rough terrain, What's its intelligence? Oh yeah, this thing's... It's the slow encroaching march of death. Ooh, it knows enough not to go through the cloud of daggers if it can help it. So that's gonna route it basically around the side. So Keiko, the second one's not going to get hit by that, but you are going to create a bottleneck.
Awesome.
Because these things are very slow. They don't have legs. All right, and Valas is going to go... Thank fuck we don't have any of the Aurora Watch here anymore. He's going to walk up within about 20 feet, and another Valas is going to appear right next to the first Gibbering Mouther, or the back Gibbering Mouther. And one moment, please. As a bonus action, you can teleport, let's see, third level, you can bonus action to magically manifest an echo of your choice in an unoccupied place you can see within 15 feet. That is just 15 feet. This is a magical translucent gray image that lasts until it is destroyed. Dismiss it or manifest another echo. It has an AC of 17 right now. And 1 hit point, immunity to all conditions. If it has to make a saving throw, it does other things. You can mentally command your echo to move 30 feet. As a bonus action, you can teleport Blop. When you take the attack action on your turn, any attack can originate from your space or your echo's space. So that's gonna be... He's gonna take a swing. That is a plus that. Boop, what's my AC? Oh yeah, that's gonna be 2 hits. These guys have the lowest AC in the world. And those are some bad rolls. Okay, that is going to be plus... plus 5. So that's 3, 8... Okay, it's going to be 18 points of damage off the one at the rear as he takes 2 big-ass swings at it. Which is pretty solid. This thing is still coming, though. It is a fleshy monstrosity that just doesn't really seem to care about much. You know, mood. All right, top of the initiative as Valas starts hacking into it, or at least his clone does. He's going to say, it's going to take too long to clear that. Let's clear these things first before they get around the field. And Keiko, you're up. What do you do?
Perfect. Keiko is going to, rush, probably kind of, well, that's the freaking clicker button. She's going to kind of run to the edge of the... terrain there that she can kind of see of like brambles. Perfect. And she is going to look at the kind of the gibbering mouther that is right beside the Echo Knight version, Valis. She's gonna look at Valis and go, well, that's a neat trick. But gibbering mouther, you so fleshy that no one would want to ever go on a kiss your mouth and cast vicious mockery. Can you make me a wisdom save, please?
Okay, wisdom save.
This is 14.
I rolled a 14. Is the wisdom save?
Yes.
Okay, 14.
All right. So you won't. All right, cantrips, you get nothing. No, I'm gonna wait. All right, this doesn't work.
All
Kayla
right.
just starts insulting it. And then bonus action. Oh, I'm trying
I
to
done
think of
messed up.
quickly. You done messed up.
I
Oh,
done
no.
messed up. I just realized that these guys could actually reach you with something. So I think they would have. So I'm gonna be true to myself on this. So Keiko, you'll do that. That's gonna fail.
Okay. And then bonus action. Oh, I'm a bit brain dead. I was trying to think of songs that do with shadow, to sing to Valis, but I can't think of it right now. Valis, I think our accent should be a little bit different. You should talk a bit like this because, you know, Drow, they're from down under. And, Bardic Inspiration? Because I can't. My brain's dead.
Crikey. All right. The mouther is going to have it worked its way through the brambles. The second one, however, is going to start going. Actually, they all get to do that. I forgot they all get to do that, whether or not. So I need everybody inside of this room except for Dax and Sabina to make me 1 wisdom saving throw.
You get it with advantage.
And I
need it.
I need Dorlin, Valas, and Keiko to make me a second one afterwards.
With advantage.
All right, so my first one with advantage is a 4.
Oof.
And you said we have a second one?
So the first one fails. That means that you are...
Holy shit. My second one was a 10.
Okay, well the first one is gonna take you out. On a failure, you cannot take reactions until the start of
Is it
your...
a fancy restaurant?
Yeah, it's the fancy restaurant where you can't take reactions until the start of your next turn. And during your turn, I roll a d8, or you roll a d8 to see what you do. What'd you get, Keiko?
I got an 18 and a 15.
Okay, you are fine. Valis is gonna reroll one of those with something good happens because I haven't used that yet. Hey, that's a pass. And then his second roll is success. Okay, that sounds great. Okay, and so Dorlin, you're going to be caught by this. Second, the first one cannot do this because he lost his action. The second one is going to go and fire a glob of spittle right between you. So Dorlin, Keiko, and Valas all need to make me a Constitution saving throw as this a Dex saving throw for some reason.
This would not be considered environmental, I'm assuming.
It is not. So this is a glob of blinding spittle.
Okay,
so
cool.
I was
just wondered
dodging,
because my other
so
thing.
I have advantage, and that would be a 21.
Okay. Valas is blinded as this spittle erupts into blinding light.
14. I'm gonna use my determination to bring it to 17.
Okay, you are not blinded. I wish Valis hadn't rolled a 3, because that would have been great. Okay, so we're going to continue with initiative as normal. The other one cannot reach you with the spittle, and it's just not going to try, because it only has a 15-foot spit. Okay, Sabina, it is your turn. What do you do?
I'm gonna direct Dax to keep digging.
Okay.
And then I'm going to shoot the closest gibbering mouther.
Okay, the one that's kind of just on the other side of the crown of thorns, cloud of daggers, I mean, and moving through your squares. Sounds good.
Yeah. I'm gonna just take both shots. That's 15.
15 will hit.
Okay, and then the 21 will hit as well.
Strangely, it doesn't. No, that would be funny though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, wouldn't that be good? Yeah, you have to hit this exact window to actually do damage. Fabulous. Double 6s on damage. Plus 4, so that is 12 and 8 is 20 damage.
20 damage.
Oh, whoa.
Beautiful hit.
Not too
You are going to
bad.
slam into it. Blood and viscera. It's gonna fly across the room, splutting into everything. As these mouthers are rolling across the floor, bits of their fleshy exteriors are going to start melting the floor around them, turning into, like these days where you can walk down, there's some places in the city that have that like ground up tire type of floor.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, but gooier. It's like a bounce house in here where they're moving and they're building their own rough terrain, folks.
They already
Dorlin,
got their own rough terrain.
roll me a d8, Dorlin.
A D8?
Yep.
5.
5. You take no action or bonus action and use all your movement to move in a randomly determined direction. Roll a d12.
D12. All
Okay.
right.
So 12 is midnight, and we're going to go clockwise.
I got a 9.
Okay, so 9, you are going to run over to the rightmost wall, or your rightmost wall, which is the leftmost wall, the western wall.
From where we're looking at.
Is it that way?
No, your
Or the
western
other
wall.
way?
Western wall.
I'll be like, oh, look, a castle. And walk over there. And walk into the wall.
Gibbler, gibber, 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 gibber.
And So sorry, I can take no action or bonus action, like one or the other, or
So you can take no action or bonus action and use all your movement.
Okay, so I can't do anything.
Yep. And you can't take
Okay.
any reactions until the start of your next turn.
Woof.
Which,
All right.
This is the start, so you can take reactions now.
Okay,
But that is it.
sounds good.
Oof. Sorry, bud. Zarya,
That's how
it's
it
your
rolls.
turn, my friend.
All right. I'm going to use. I was like, oh, I want to do this thing, and then I was like, actually, I don't want to do this thing quite yet. You know what? I want to do the thing anyways. I'm going to do it anyways. She's going to flick her cape and go, all right then. In response to Valis, like, way long time ago. But in any case, she is going to point at one of the gibbering mouthers. The
Okay.
one in the middle that
Okay.
hasn't. Oh no, the one that's closest to them actually.
The one the closest that's taken a ton of damage. Okay.
Yep, the one that's taking 10 damage. And her eyes are gonna glow red for a moment, and she's gonna go attack him instead. And I want to use my channel divinity.
Okay. How does this one
Blood
work?
puppet. So, as an action, I target a larger, smaller creature that has blood within 60 feet of me.
This has blood. I'm going to say that.
Nice. It must succeed on a Constitution saving throw against my spell save DC, or immediately move up to half their movement in any direction of my choice, and make a single weapon attack against a creature of my choice within range.
Okay. What's my save DC?
15.
Okay. I got a 15. Does anybody have anything against this?
I would like suddenly Keiko's gonna like suddenly whip around her thing and just play. She's gonna like screech on the strings, so and use her bardic to do a discordant tone. So you rolled a 15.
I
Kelly?
did. Now, do I have to tell you what the number is before you do this? Or is it...
Sorry.
Oh, wait. I tell you the number, but not whether or not it passes or fail? I don't know. How does this one
I
work?
don't know, that's kind of odd because
I think it's just a nuke
it's
ability.
against us.
Interesting. No. It's not Silvery Barbs. This is her Dirge ability.
No, I know, but because I know what the DC is.
Yeah, I don't care
Sort of
either
a
way.
thing.
I'm just curious for mechanics. So
So I further sorry, my brain has been in a super not good mind space. I roll a bardic die, and half of what I roll gets subtracted.
okay.
So it's not an insta nerf.
Aha!
Okay. Well, guess what?
However,
You only have to
if
roll
you
a
meet-
1.
I rolled a
Yeah.
4, so that's
Okay.
2.
All right, so it's
Perfect.
going to do it. What do you have it do?
All right, so the gibbering mouther that's closest to us is going to move. Not
Back into the knives.
well. Oh yes, actually, back into the knives. Sorry, I was looking at the map, and for a second I thought that was Valis, and I was like, well, not quite against Valis.
Oh,
so
you can
back 5
kill its
feet into the knives.
Okay, sounds good.
And then swiftly make an attack to the one right beside it in that case, which is
Okay.
the one in the middle of them.
And this doesn't pop if it takes damage from the knives, right?
I don't think so.
It would
Let
say
me
so
see
in the
here.
rules if it did. Like Charmed usually breaks if damage.
No,
Does it take
no.
damage when it enters the cloud of Thor or the cloud
Yep.
of? Okay,
Yep,
how much?
8,
Go ahead.
I rolled it 8 slashing.
That's
Damn,
some
son.
teamwork.
Okay, that's good. So it's going to make an
Yeah.
attack roll against its friendo.
Yep.
That is
Friendo.
that is an 18 to
Ex-friendo.
hit. One moment while I roll its damage.
Amazing. So, and of note, dead or unconscious creatures automatically fail their saving throw.
Okay.
Wait, so you can animate somebody's corpse with blood and
For one round. For one
That is
round.
nasty.
It's only
I
lasts
love
one
it.
round. I'm not charming them. I'm just using them as like a blood puppet. So as it does it, its limbs will kind of creak to life like a puppet.
Nice. So is
Bloodbender.
it attacking
Yeah, exactly.
the one that has
I'm
not been
less
hurt, or is it
interested.
attacking the one that Valis stabbed?
It's gonna attack the one that Valis stabbed. Kind of try to.
Okay.
the bow
This
out.
thing is rather hurt. It's going to kind of and it's going to kind of like clap on it. It's like puppet. It's the puppetry that you were doing, kind of guiding bits of its fleshy and toothy exterior like a marionette. It's going to clamp down and start to saw through its compatriot. blood, viscera, and tumorous matter is going to splash onto the ground. It is quite hurt. I would say this thing is bloodied at this point.
So to speak. Her eyes will be glowing red for as long as her turn lasts, and she's puppeteering it.
Nice.
Just to say.
All right, that's fantastic. All right, so and then it does not regain its turn, does it?
You know what? I'm actually not quite. I don't think it's charmed, so I think it does its own turn. I can just briefly control a creature against their will.
Okay, so
although it says it control a creature's actions against their will, but it doesn't say that it takes its action. I think it just takes my action to control it and kind of force it away and into its allies and attack them, which is pretty good.
that is pretty good. I'm just gonna check this real quick.
Yeah, it's called Channel Divinity Blood Puppet.
If they were smart, like, can you imagine the chaos that would cause, like, with like more sentient
infighting?
creatures? Just be
Yeah,
like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, whoa. Like
Channel
IRL
Divinity.
kind of thing. That's cool. It's so disturbing too, the way you described it.
Thank you. That's the point.
Nope, not blood puppy, blood puppet.
I mean, Blood Puppy is also a good spell? Or a feature?
It's
Necromance,
the
if
goodest
you want
spell. It's the goodest.
to. We can bring your friends to life.
Like Misty from Hotel Barovia, like we were saying.
Yes.
God.
Therapy. Oh, he'd be a blood puppy. Okay.
That's it.
Oh.
Blood puppet. Channel divinity. As an action, you can try to immediately move to half their movement in any direction you choose and make a single weapon attack. Dead or unconscious. Yep. Okay. So that means that it's it still acts as normal afterwards.
Okay.
So it basically gets a bonus
Exactly,
attack,
yeah.
but you aim it at whatever you choose.
I
mean,
have one
that's-
question.
Yeah.
Is Channel Divinity a spell? Or
Channel
is that
Div-
just my class
So,
feature?
Channel Divinity is a class feature. So the way that works is
Okay.
you have a limited number of uses of Channel Divinity.
Two, which is now one.
And I believe that counts as your action to Channel Divinity. I'm just going to double check that because I rarely play clerics.
Channel Divinity is an action.
It should be,
but
right?
it means you can use a bonus action.
I can use a bonus action
spell.
spell!
What are you going to use?
My spiritual weapon.
What is your spiritual
Oh.
weapon again? It's a...
It is, it's a raven feather. A bloodied raven feather.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, I think it is like that because it's very similar to the blood curse that I used for Leiden a lot during Reign of Emrys, which just gave Leiden that
Yeah.
extra attack
Yeah.
when she went unconscious. So I think Blood Puppet is an additional thing. 'Cause that
Nice.
seems like that.
You said it's a bloody one?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I said quill the first time, but I didn't mean like a pen. I meant just like a
All
feather.
right. There you go.
Thank you. I'm looking. Ah, amazing. All right. Let me see here. So if there's two of them down here, I'm going to put it right in front of the front. Oh, I can't put it in between them. Then the one that I controlled, it's going to
Sounds
be right
good.
beside
And
it. Screw that one
that
in
means you can make an
particular.
attack when it appears, if I'm not mistaken.
I would love to.
You
I
absolutely
can. Yeah.
Spiritual weapon is like such a good
It's
good
so
thing.
good.
It's so good. I love spiritual weapon. It's just like
A melee
extra
spell
attack. Bam.
All right, let's go. That is a 17 to hit.
17. No, yep, that's a hit. Roll me damage.
Nice. All right. Ooh. Okay. Plus my spellcasting ability modifier is gonna be 11 damage.
11
force
damage.
Force damage.
Beautiful. This thing is very badly harmed. It is
Nice.
its turn at this point. It is going to move 5 feet toward Valaz, who is blinded right now, which means that it has advantage on him.
Wait,
Not
no, I
not to be
already
that
reacted.
person.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Because it was in the swords when it started its turn, does it get hit one more time or no? Or
Actually-
daggers, the cloud daggers.
Oh, because
If
it
it
moved
starts
into
with-
it,
Because it
and it
moved
started
got
into
pushed
it.
into it, and then it started in it.
Well,
Just
okay.
because we happened to go one at a time.
There is one
Right,
thing with
okay.
that, though. I
Okay.
believe if something is moved into it by a spell, it doesn't take it. Isn't that the way that it works with
If
environmentals?
it's
I'm
pushed
not sure.
into it, but I don't know if moved in against its will is different.
I know things like
Ah.
dissonant whispers have been ruled on sage advice that things like that do count.
Do they?
Because it's using its movement to do it. It's if something forces it into it.
Okay,
Like if,
okay.
like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
thunder
that's-
wave does. I think
okay,
that's
so-
the understanding. That might be wrong.
You know what? Yeah,
but
so
I-
if it is at the beginning of the round, go ahead and roll that again, Keiko.
Sure.
Well, and I thought environmental was no matter what, it was just attacks of opportunity that were affected by that.
No, it's so it's like you can't like knock someone into a wall of like thorns, or you can't basically like fighting game somebody into a corner.
Oh, lame.
I mean, sort of, but
It's one of those. It's one of those breaks immersion kind of things. Because, like, I'm sorry, if there's a whole bunch of dancing blades
jumping
around,
requires
if you
movement.
pushed him into it,
So
it
so
should
here
be there.
here's the other one. If you have a jump, if you somehow get a jump of 300 feet and only have a movement of 40 feet, it takes you or say you only have a movement of 30 feet, it takes you 10 rounds to jump that. So you're just in the air the whole time going, whoa. So like rules are rules,
That
unfortunately.
tracks.
Does it? Michael Jordan could do
I would
it faster.
argue
I've seen
that'd be
Space
fine.
Jam.
That was very slow in Space Jam.
No, we were just seeing it slow because we're not Michael Jordan. Keiko, how much damage did I take?
10 slashing for that. And
Okay.
yeah, I was trying to think. Because in my head I knew what I wanted to do for reaction, but then I think
You already spent your reaction to do Bardic Inspiration.
yes, that was it. I wanted to make sure I used it because I was gonna use it for something else, and then I was like, did I use it for a different thing that I was originally planning? So thank you, because I wanted to make sure that I used it because I had a picture. I thought Caitlin was gonna kill the thing, and I was gonna do my finale of Dread thing, but then I was like, wait, that didn't happen. But so yeah, no, I just wanted to confirm that I had used my reaction.
All right, so it is going to lash out at Valez, who is blind, and that is going to hit. That is going to deal. Oh boy, that is okay. That's going to be 21 points of damage with that bite. And how bad is he hurt? Let's check his sheet.
Now I'm guessing with the Echo Knight, leaving that doesn't allow opportunity attacks for Valus, I'm guessing.
He's blind right now.
Oh, he's blind. Fair.
Is his Echo Knight blind?
Yes, it works
Okay.
according to him, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, cool.
Actually,
I
let
just
me-
wanted
you know what?
to
Let me double
clear.
check that, because this is something new
It
for
is
me.
immune to conditions.
Yeah. So I was curious about that, if the Echo Knight would...
So is
attack
Valis really blind if he can see through something else?
Hold on.
Though that would be really disorientating.
When a creature you can see within 5 feet you can make an opportunity attack.
Yep. Cool.
So it's specifically he needs to be able to see, and the damn thing blinded him. So it cannot.
Done.
So basically, it's a puppet that he can control at range.
Okay, that's awesome. That's
It's pretty good, and I would allow this in our own homebrew. So, okay, he is still doing okay. That is a hell of a hit. It's going to rake. He's going to scream and go, "Oh, god damn it!" And that is going to hit him. The one behind him is the second one in the row is going to slush its way forward 5 feet. The other one is going to take a strike at the other Valez. And is going to whiff, actually. Because even it still has an armor class. So, cool. And that's all it's going to do, because it's got something right here. However, within 20 feet of this thing, again, I need everyone to make me another wisdom save. Sabina, you're outside of the range, so is Dax.
At advantage still. If
Is
you
it still
have
at
your temp
advantage?
HP. It's for an hour until you lose your 5 temp HP.
Okay, Vala succeeded.
Until we lose it, so not until like the last person drops
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
Vala
no, it's
succeeded.
until you
So-
yourself.
And I need you to make
With
2
advantage.
saves. Advantage save twice.
Okay, does 11 with advantage
El-
pass?
11 passes.
Okay, second one. Oh,
I had
shit.
a 17 and an 18 for both of mine.
Nat 20!
All right.
I got it
I
26 and
this.
an 18.
If
Good
I
job.
did not have advantage, I would have had so many nat ones during these saves,
Oh
and
my
that would have
God.
been a 2.
Oh no.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so that is going to occur, and then finally, as the second one moves up, since it can't attack anything, what it is going to do is it's going to roll a d6. And it does not recharge. Okay, so it starts going from like 10 mouths, like a talking a loogie, but it's not quite at loogie yet. All right, so that is their turns. Valis is going to slash out blindly with disadvantage.
He does have bardic inspiration, so
Which is how much, a D8?
A D8.
He's going to use that. That's going to be, hold on. That's a hit, because these things have crap AC.
Yes.
Okay.
No!
Well, my D percentile is on the floor now.
It's
That's
gone
going to hurt.
forever.
It's the metal one.
Oosh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh my god, he killed it!
Yeah!
He actually killed it!
Valis, how do you want to do this?
How do I want to do this?
How do you want to do this?
Hold on.
Beautiful.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. All right. How do I want to do this? That feels weird. All right.
Right.
So, he's gonna grab it in both hands. Okay, I can't see you, but I can hear you. Yeah, and he's just gonna start hacking into it and just go into like basically one of those like Vietnam movie like screams of just. He's gonna be covered in viscera, like sheets of slime are gonna be like coating him. He looks like Peter Venkman after he met Slimer. At the end, but this thing's gonna go down. Did I get it?
You got it, Valis. Good job.
Fuck. All right, top of the initiative, Keiko.
All right, so that guy is gone. Turn 25. How hurt is are the two remaining ones looking?
I would say that the one at the back is bloodied, and the one in the middle doesn't look terribly hurt.
Okay. I'm getting low on everything. Keiko's going to cast a thunderclap at it. I need you to make me a
Thunderclap hits. Are you doing a cube?
yes.
So that's from point of origin, so you have to be in front of that usually, if I'm not mistaken. Are you doing thunder wave?
No, thunderclap
Oh, okay.
is. Oh wait, no, that's every creature within 100 feet. Never mind.
Well,
hurt your whole
thunderclap
party?
is a 5-foot radius. It's an evocation cantrip, right?
Oh right, yes, yeah. Sorry, yeah. I am.
It can be heard up to 100 feet away.
Yes, yes, yes.
So you would have to run up next to these guys.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'll do Thunder Wave. I will do Thunder Wave.
Okay.
Yes.
So with Thunder Wave, everything within a 15-foot cube of you. So you have to be within 15 feet of this thing.
Yeah.
Which means that you'll have to step into the briars a little bit, but that's not going to hurt you.
It's just difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Keiko will step into the brambles.
You'll
again.
hit Valez, like Valez 2 Electric Boogaloo probably, unless you angle it to kind of go like just along this side, like you'd have to basically go like this to do it.
Yeah. Keiko will do that. She'll go over,
Okay.
run over to the left, the right, the left side, the west side of the room.
Okay.
And she will take her guitar and start strumming it again, and she kind of like builds it up a bit, the vibrations, and then once it kind of gets this fever kind of fast string, she kind of just releases it and lets out that thunder wave, and it's like, I need you to make me a.
I did.
Con 14.
15 and nat 20.
I'm gonna silvery barbs that.
Which one? The nat 20 or the
nat 20.
Okay, so the nat 20 was the one in the front.
That's what I'm mainly going for.
Nat
too,
20.
So. You fucking fuck.
Well, I better roll like this when I'm playing in Strixhaven.
Fuck. Oh, I wanted to get that one because he wasn't very hurt.
All right, so Silvery Barbs, you still can put advantage on somebody though.
I will give advantage to Sabina.
Okay, Sabina has advantage, which is very handy. Do you have anything else you're doing this round?
They still take half damage.
Cool.
Except for
the nat 20 one does not.
Yes, I know. But the other one.
But the one that's closest to you will go ahead and roll me damage.
Wait, I thought the one that closest to me got the nat 20.
Yes, it did. Sorry, that was my mistake. The one at the back.
No worries. I was just like, because I was mad because I wanted the one that didn't look very damaged in front of me to get it, but he's
no, it's the damage. The damage one gets the damage.
Yes.
So how much?
Okay. All right. Just rolling. Oh, that's not great. 11. So 5 points of damage.
That's still something at least. All right. That is your turn, if I'm not mistaken.
That is.
Sabina. And Keiko, you have determination again.
Thank you.
I'm going to take both of my attacks on the closest guy. And Dax will continue to dig. So my first one is with advantage. And that's a 26.
That's definitely a hit.
And then the second one is a 13.
That's a hit. Roll me damage.
Awesome. That's 8 plus 8 is 16.
16 points of damage. And this is the one at the front or the back?
The one at the front.
Okay, that is... Oh, is that going to be easy on me? Is that going to be easy on me for math? Let's find out. Nope, it could have been slightly easier, but still. All right, so 2 arrows are going to go into its fleshy form. And, all right, moving toward you like the Stretch Armstrong that it is, you plug 2 arrows into it. Are you doing anything else with your turn?
My bonus action is to tell Dax to dig.
So, just to remind you, like, digging this is going to take an hour. Okay.
I don't see any other way out of this.
Well, I mean, I was just wondering if you wanted to use something like Hunter's Mark or something like that.
I don't have Hunter's Mark.
Do you not have Hunter's Mark?
No.
Oh.
And besides, I would have to concentrate. I'm concentrating on the entangle.
Oh, that's fair. All right. So, all right, Sabina.
But no, I didn't take Hunter.
All right. That sounds good. Dorlin, you're up, my friend. Sorry, my bad. I'm used to Rangers only spamming that.
Oh, I know. That was why I didn't take it. Because everyone's like, Rangers are only good for Hunter's Mark. And I'm like, yeah, bitch. What up?
Where did this wall go? Oh, crap! And he's going to rush over to in front of Keiko, to the closest gibbering mouther and just be like, ah! And start punching it. First one is going to be with advantage because Keiko did something to Dorlin and gave him advantage that lasts a minute.
Yeah, so you had a silvery barbs, so yes, you can use advantage.
Yep.
So that would be an 18.
18's gonna hit.
5. 5 thunder.
Thunder? The thunder?
Not really. Well, I mean, that song. Yeah, okay, maybe.
All right, so you're gonna punch it for thunder damage. Do you have any other actions that you want to take against this fellow?
The second attack will be for a 15.
That's a hit.
And that will be for 9 thunder.
Beautiful. All right, you're wearing this
He's
thing
been
down.
Thunderstruck.
Nah.
Yeah. No.
Nah.
No.
Nah.
He's been
All right,
thunder
that's it.
fisted.
Thunder Fist.
Thunder
Ho!
fist. Oh, speaking of
All
hoes,
right.
Zari, it's your turn. No.
Oh my god.
Well, it wasn't.
Okay.
It was
Oh
either
my
you or
God.
Valaz. Both of you are hoes.
Oh
That's
my god.
fair. Oh my gods.
Okay.
Okay, I just have a question because
an
I
answer.
don't think I've used this for more than one round. Spiritual weapon. When I Oh, hold on.
It's a bonus action to use it.
When so it's not like a bonus spell action.
Nope.
Oh heck yeah! Okay, perfect.
It's just there, and you use it to bonk people while you cast spells.
Amazing.
It is the best
So to
spell
first cast
for the level
it,
things.
it's a bonus spell, but then after I can just bonk things with it. Perfect. So first off, I'd like to use Ray of Sickness
Okay.
on the gibbering mouther that is right in front of Dorlin.
Okay, sounds good. Is that a save or an attack? I can't remember.
Nope, this is an attack roll and then a
Good.
save if I hit with
Okay.
it. That's gonna be a 22 to hit.
That's gonna be a nat 20.
Oh, for the save, that's fine. It's still it's only poisoned. It still takes damage.
Okay.
If I hit,
I can't
but it's
believe
only
how many nat
poisoned
20s
if
I'm
it
rolling.
doesn't save.
You
You
have
gotta-
rolled an insane amount.
It's
like,
because I'm using the Netherdeep dice, the Sleipnir dice, and my mimics.
No,
I
fair
was like,
enough.
are you sure? You
I
know,
will still
potentially
hit
want to
you with
add
it,
that
though.
last person because she might suck the
So-
luck back out.
I mean, you sure you want me to? All right, Zarya, what'd you get on your damage for this?
Let me see here. 11 poison damage.
Fantastic. All right, your sickening ray strikes into this and is going to start to like putrefy some of the flesh around there, dealing that much damage. And you're gonna make an attack with spiritual weapon.
Yeah, to top it all off, she'll
All right,
Ray of Sickness and then spiritual
tickle
weapon
me
it.
with that feather of doom.
Oof, that could have been better, but that's okay. I think it's 6
6. Okay.
force damage.
Force damage. And you,
Yep.
what'd you get on your hit? Your attack
Oh,
roll.
sorry, I have to. Oh shit! Never mind. Sorry,
Spiritual weapon's always an attack roll.
I forgot. I'm sorry. I was
Okay.
like, hey,
It's getting late. We're all a little sleepy.
So I rolled a 16, so that'd be
Okay,
a
that's
23.
totally a hit. So 6 damage.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Oh.
6 damage.
Okay, so that is that boy. This thing is pretty freaking hurt. You're gonna skewer it, cutting off one of its mouthing limbs, and it's my turn, motherfuckers. All right, so each creature that starts a turn within 20 feet of the mouther and can hear the gibber. Oh, I keep doing the sequencing wrong. So technically, it's at the start of your turn you do this save.
Question.
Yeah.
Sorry, you said each creature?
Yes.
So are they immune to other gibbering mouthers?
I'm gonna
effects?
say that they are because
Okay.
they're insane monsters.
Well, they do, but lore-wise hunt each other.
Do they?
I think they go after anything that moves, typically. But just it says each creature, so that's why you were like when you said that, I was like, oh wait, each creature? That's
I mean,
interesting.
one of them attacked the other this
It
combat.
did.
Even.
Yep.
Did.
Regardless,
Okay.
How
That-
many
that-
saves
that's-
do we making?
I feel like
so
they
you'll
would
just
have
make-
pointed that out if they put them in the module like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they might not. These modules are not always thinking about that. But you know what? I'm just gonna say at the beginning of your turns, you'll do it from now on because that's the way the rules
Okay.
work. And
Sounds good.
that's my mistake, so I'll take it on the chin because I keep rolling nat 20s.
I don't know if that's a I think if that's the way it is written, that's an omission. But because
I'm sorry?
I think that if that's the way that it's actually like written in there, that like I don't think it's intended to affect each other, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think that's an interesting theory, a game theory that we'll deal with later. I would play D&D with Matt Pat. Anyway, he definitely.
What save am I rolling?
What save are you rolling? You're gonna. Well, it's the end of your turn. So
okay.
nothing will affect you on this one. So Gibbering Mouther 1 is going to attack Dorlin. And it's going to try to bite you, Dorlin. It's going to make a bite attack against you.
Bite me,
Does a 13 hit you?
miss.
Cool. I'm gonna spend a hurt them more. Does a 7 hit you?
Crap.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna spend my last hurt them more to roll one more time because I need to spend these. And that's a miss. That's a nat 1. You are free to make an opportunity attack if you'd like. As it tries to glob at you,
That looks like a perfect opportunity for a thunder fisting. Does a 19 hit? For 10 thunder.
Yeah, it do indeed. This thing is not having a great day. You're gonna crank it in the one of its many faces, and as you let out a thunder wave into it, or a thunder fist into it, all right. So at that point, it is going to see if it recharges. It does not. Number 2, recharge. Number 2 does recharge, and it is going to attempt to attack Shadow Velas, and against all odds is going to miss still. Okay, well, still, that was fun. It is going to it's going to spit a glob of spittle onto Dorlan's feet. I need Dorlan and Keiko to both make me a dexterity save.
That'll be a 22.
12. I'm going to spend my bot's determination to bring it up to a 15.
So you got a 12, Dorlan?
22.
Oh, 22. You know what? I will say, though, for the purposes of this, that the Mouther is going to have to roll a save, too. It got a nat 20. Another nat 20. So the other Mouther, there is another blast of spittle as light kind of emanates from everywhere. Vela's gonna wipe his eyes and go, I am really getting sick of this shit. He's gonna look at his Echo and is gonna take 2 swipes at the one down there. And those are 2 hits because these things have the armor class of a baked potato. And that is 14 damage, and 9, that is 16. It's still not dead! Oh my god. He's getting very angry. He just starts going... He's like, the Shadow Clone no-jutsu is just hacking into this thing like it's a shawarma, and he's trying to get it off of the spinny bit. Alright, that is this turn. Top of the initiative with Keiko.
Alright, do I need to make a save at the top of my turn?
You do need to make a save. I need you to make me at least 1 save, wisdom. And let me just check.
Which I still get at advantage.
2 wisdom saves.
Alright, I rolled a 19 for the first one.
You're totally fine.
And a 14 for the second one.
You're fine. It's a really low save. So...
Alright. I think... How badly does the Giver...
They are both really badly hurt.
Okay, Keiko's gonna be like... Yeah, I'm getting just about right done with these. And she's gonna put... Oh no, she's had her guitar out, her axe out for doing some discordant tones. So she's just gonna like flip it around in a way and twirl it and catch it by the fret and just hold it at an axe, and she's just gonna make her way over beside, that's again the clicky button.
So as you step forward toward the gibbering mouther at the front, the thorns are going to scrape at your boot, and also the ground is spongy with its gelatinous flesh. It's not going to be pleasant. It's not double rough terrain, but it's gross terrain.
It's gross terrain, yeah. And she's going to be like, oh, I just want to get this done and over with. And she's going to take a swing with her great axe.
Axe it a question.
I'm going to axe it a question. I'm going to axe it out. I would like to take it out.
What'd you get?
It came up Dorktails.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to say a nat 1.
Heck yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll me 2d12, please.
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty great axe.
That's a pretty great axe. 11 plus 4 is 15. Slashing damage.
Beautiful. You are going to cut this thing down. It is barely still alive, holding on by the skin of its skin. It is, you're definitely helping it lose weight as you're hacking off bits of flabby flesh, leaving a perfect opening. Do you do anything else with your turn?
That is it. She's just like slashing at it, and it's just like, it's like splurts grossness
all right,
at her.
you are going, it spurts the equivalent of like hot bacon grease everywhere as you cut into it, and stepping to the side, you have exposed its beating interior. Sabina, you have a perfect shot. You think that one arrow could probably take this one out, and you could definitely damage the other one if you hit through it.
Done.
I would say
all right.
Robin Hood this bitch.
That's 12.
Hit.
Okay, wonderful. So the first one is going to take 7
How do you want to do this?
It's gonna that spongy innards. She's gonna hit something that looks like an organ, so that it pops. And then I'll take the second attack on the other one. Oops, that's
Here
very
it comes.
It's a 21.
21 is
Sorry,
a hit.
24.
So as the organ explodes, your second shot is going to pierce the arrow that you shot into the first one, splitting it in half and firing into the one behind it. Roll me damage.
For 9 damage.
For 9 damage, it is still barely up, which is... You have this wedged in one of its giant gaping mouths, kind of down its esophagus, plunging into some of the spongy tissue there. Dorlin, it's your turn. You know what? It looks like it's about to swallow this arrow, buddy.
Oh, it just needs a little bit of help.
Make me an attack roll.
22.
22? That sounds great. Also, do me a favor. Make me that wisdom save I need.
Oh, yes. With
With
advantage
advantage.
still.
Okay,
Thanks,
so you'll have to
God.
walk up next to it to hit it. No problem there.
No. There is definitely a problem there. This is the problem with having wisdom as a dump stat.
All right.
So with advantage, my roll is a 6.
Ooh.
That's 3 natural ones that your advantage has saved me from on these saves.
Oh,
so
God.
thank you.
So that's okay. So roll me a
You're
d8.
welcome.
That would be an 8.
Oh. Okay. So on an 8, you make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within your reach, or does nothing if you cannot make such an attack.
Okay,
So-
so I have 2 targets.
So what's within your reach? What's your range? Is it only 5 feet?
Yeah. So Valis, Shadow Clone, and Gibbering Mouther.
So you do not move if you have. So yeah, you do nothing this turn because you're not.
Okay.
You can't touch anything in this turn. But you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use my something good happens because I had that other one that Christine bought. I am going to roll a d12 for you, my friend. Okay. Actually, wait. You should roll the d12. I'll make you roll me a d12 to determine the direction you're going to
2.
rush. 2? Okay, so you're going to rush and take a swing at Keiko.
Son of...
What? If you make me lose my temp HP, and lose my
Oh,
own
look, a
spell,
castle. Okay.
Oh, don't make me use my spell.
Does a 12 hit?
It does not. My AC's 13.
So Dorlin's going to just punch you in the ass. It's not
Thunder
gonna,
Fist.
you're,
Just,
You
it's
know-
a tap. It's a tap. I
Robin?
just tap it.
may
Yeah.
I do something inappropriate?
Yes.
Okay. So Dorlin's gonna just wind up, I got this, and is gonna punch you in the butt. But the camera's just gonna pan, and he's gonna like thunder kick her right in the butt, and it's just gonna be jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. It doesn't do any damage to that Goliath tank ass.
Yep.
Your butt's too solid.
Yeah, it's true.
It's got natural
Yeah.
armor.
natural armor. It's an ass that won't quit.
May
Dorlin?
I?
She too thick.
Whoa. And that's it.
Okay. All right, so Mouther 2, Electric Boogaloo, is going to try to kill Valez. Clone is going to miss. Then Valez needs to make a wisdom save. And, oh, I gotta check his stats. One sec. He might fail this one. With advantage. Oh my god, he fails it by 1 point. One moment while I roll a d8 to see what he does this round. Okay, randomly attack something within his range. The only thing within his range technically is the Gibbering Mouther because of the Shadow Clone. I'm gonna say that applies just because it's funny. Random. Okay, that is a hit. Which means that is a d10. Okay, the gibbering mouther is going to invade Valez's ears, kind of driving him to the brink, and he's just going to lash out from the shadows and cut the gibbering mouther in half and kill it
Yeah.
by
Nice.
its own compulsion. And with that,
I think it's great. We just keep that. That's something that could happen potentially in the future. That's bad for us too.
right? And with that, a bit of quiet returns to Betrayer's Rise. Oh my god, they finally showed up.
That was just the first room, and I've almost used all my freaking spells.
I know I've only gotten in the doors. Oh.
Can I
alright.
look in some of the little holes that they came out of?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does it look like there's more in there?
Not coming anytime soon.
Okay. Perhaps we should rest here for at least a little while.
Yes, as long as it's not too long. The effects of my speech last an hour, so if we take 10 minutes, we still have 50 minutes of usefulness on it.
Yes. And I guess it'll take a while. Though I was fine, so I'll Dax and I'll work on the rubble here.
I'm just a little.
I'll help with the rubble. I think the most I got hurt was from walking into that wall. He'll look embarrassed and then go over there.
I'm quite okay as well, so.
I'm a little banged up, but nothing though. Nothing
You
a little
guys
time
rest.
won't heal.
Just rest for a few moments.
Working together, so having Zarya, Dax, Sabina, is Keiko going to rest as well?
I will rest because that means I get all my bardic inspiration back, so Keiko will take that
Sounds
short
good.
rest.
So short rests in my game are 10 minutes, so having 4 of you work, in 15 minutes you'll be able to clear the rubble.
Right on.
Nice.
It takes a little bit of time to do, but not terribly long. And as you clear that all away, you'll be able to see that the passageway on the other side continues quite a ways. Go. That should work better now. Okay. The passageway that leads out from there. Pardon me 1 second while I just double check something. West alcove. So the northwest alcove is I had a map glitch earlier. So because my brain does not function well with maps, which is great for a dungeon master. So Chris, when Dorlin was going through, the spongy wall with the writing was the northwest one.
Oh, you mean the one that's on our north? Was the northwest one?
So the one here that has like the 2 stones in it, that was what you were touching. Anybody who is standing in here and is looking around the skull vase,
Yeah.
close examination of it reveals that the vase contains the withered remains of a bouquet of lilies.
Oh.
Who here has a passive perception of 13 or higher?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. You two and Valaz are going to realize and notice that there are jagged markings along the edge of the table, which make up the following phrase in Abyssal. Now Valaz is tagging out. Cast that which you value into oblivion. I'd like a religion check from Zarya and potentially Sabina.
No, I still can't roll for anything.
15?
15. You're going to recognize that oblivion refers, besides just the end of all things, to Tharizdun, the betrayer god of emptiness and entropy, also known as the chained oblivion. So this skull thing at the top is a vase of some kind.
Sorry, it said cast what you...
That which you value into oblivion.
Oblivion. Interesting. And Thera's Dune was the betrayer god?
Yes, you are in a temple to the betrayer gods, so that makes sense.
Is he one of the betrayer gods, or he's
Yes.
the betrayer god?
One of.
One of. Okay.
Yes, it is betrayer gods. Plural.
Okay.
So basically, they're so since Krista, you're not much of a critter. What basically happened? There was a war between the gods. A bunch of the gods went Sith. A bunch of the gods went Jedi.
Gotcha.
That's the super quick version of it.
Sounds good. Interesting. She's gonna cast Druidcraft on the lilies and bring them back to life. Probably won't. It's not gonna, I don't know, might not do anything, but
The eye sockets of the skull are going to flash red. And once again, those lilies are going to rot and decay into nothing. But then you're going to hear this dull, grinding sound as the wall behind the table slides upward, revealing a long tunnel beyond it.
Oh,
Did that actually work?
I guess so.
So we dug all that for nothing?
For an
Sorry.
alternate option?
So we did all that for nothing when you could have just dropped some damn flowers in there?
Well, we have an escape route. If that route leads to an, dead end, we can run
Right?
back
I'm
and go
sorry.
that way.
I should have thought of it earlier. I'm sorry.
Oh, Sabina, it's not your fault at all. We had those mouths to worry about.
There was a lot of distractions.
Well, we have an escape route. Shall we continue?
Yes.
Let's go. And with that, you continue pushing deeper into Betrayer's Rise. And your ultimate destiny awaits. Which we're going to have to pick up next game, I think. So, folks, that's going to be it for us tonight. Did you guys have some fun with that?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got the
for sure.
door.
I
We got
as much
in the
as like it was
door.
kind of useless, I did enjoy the confusion and the amount of ones that I rolled with that advantage on those wisdom
my
saves. Holy crap! Like
It's good. It's good.
that was fun. That was great.
nice. Well, I'm glad you had a good
And
time.
Keiko's new nickname.
What? What's my nickname?
Oh,
I was just typing in the chat after the thing. I was typing cake. Oh,
Oh, Keiko. Ha
I like it. So, folks,
apologies. I kicked my camera.
as you should be. All right, so folks, thank you so much for tuning into this episode called Netherdeep. I hope you had a great time. Be sure to come back next week for another episode. And if you like what we do here, give us a follow, give us a sub, or if you're listening on podcast, give us a like, a 5-star review, and all that stuff. Also, if you really like what we do here as well, be sure to come and watch all of our other good stuff. And if you really want to support us, keep the lights on, because this running this channel is a full-time gig. I would love it if you could go at least check us out over at patreon.com/dorktales, where you can get access to a bunch of advanced content, more that's coming out throughout the summer. It's going to get really busy over there. And for as little as $5 a month US, you can get access to at least one new game every month, which is going to be 2 or 3 coming up probably, but guaranteed one, as well as a bunch of other stuff like fiction and stuff like that. You can join the ranks of some of our fantastic people that are already there, like our divine producer, DM Michael Gray, our demonic producer, Soul Omen and Precarious, and of course our princes of the Patreon, which are Taryn, Buddy, Trizelta, Cubby Gummy, Aeolus, and Amberthist. Thank you so much for being on the Patreon, everybody, and thanks for watching right now. Really appreciate it. Love you very much. If you want to watch more Dork Tales, be sure to come back tomorrow for, hopefully, so long as I get out of a doctor's appointment, okay? It will be Shards of Nirn, episode 100, and it has a really easy bar for entry. You'll like it. And on Saturday, we're back with another episode of Mage the Ascension. Oh, no, we're not. This weekend is Onyx PathCon. So come to Onyx PathCon, learn a bunch of stuff. It's free. And it's fun. It's going to be a lot of fun games. And we'll be back next Tuesday, and next Monday, come back for Wild Beyond the Witchlight. And Sunday is Deadlands. We do something almost every night, guys, so be sure to show up.
Yeah. Also, look at Dax!
Aw, his teeth are gone. And then finally...
They're hidden.
You say
Join-
that, but he actually doesn't have teeth because he's 16.
That's like the opposite of Dax.
Yeah.
So,
Oh boy.
so be sure to, if you also would like to, join our Discord. It's free. You might as well. Good people on there. Come be good people with us.
It's a good time.
It's a good time. Any last words for everybody?
Thanks
Discord.
for the game. It was awesome.
Thanks for
Kelly.
coming out. Come to
Thanks, audience.
OPPCon.
The memes are lit.
The memes are lit, fam, and so are the fires. We will see you next time here on Dork Tales. Good night, everybody. Bye.